So, process of elimination reading time. Does this mean I've spent 30 hours so far in this game? Ooh. Alright, so the last thing that kind of was revealed was that our guy, Incompetent, might have been the first technically ideal detective. And they're in this area. So let's just read. Why Incompetent? Whatever is the... What was the first... Oh, you can't... It's always weird that the log doesn't... If you're coming back from a save, you can't see earlier. Why Incompetent? Whatever is the matter? Why are you carrying Bookworm on your back? Oh, yeah. So me and Bookworm were in the research texts book area. And then Diabolical / Workaholic Detective showed up, threatened Bookworm, and was like, you gotta help me kill. Apparently, you know, I've got some kind of ability to issue the command of killing the one guy, the fucking morally gray guy. I can't remember his name. That's gonna bother me if I don't look at it, so. Renegade! Detective. And then, New Ideal. Incompetent Detective was like, stood his ground and was like, no, I'm not going to, I'm not doing that. And Workaholic's like, you fucking weak. Oh, he's lying here. Oh, she fell asleep while we were looking into things. I guess she was just that tired. I've carried Bookworm, who got knocked out by Workaholic, back to the lobby. Posh is busy working on something on the sofa. Move my water closer to me. What are you doing? I'm preparing blankets for us all. As we've yet to find any sleeping accommodations, it appears we shall be spending the night here. Well, at least the sofas in this lobby beat sleeping on the ground. Getting any rest in the maze was impossible. I hadn't considered our sleeping arrangements one bit, so I'm glad Posh already has a plan. Thanks, Posh. Today's been intense. I'm gonna rest for a bit, okay? Just as I set Bookworm down on the sofa... Did something occur in the archives? She's on to me. Uh-huh. That's the last question I was expecting to hear from her. Did I let something slip? I try to keep my face composed as I reply. I wouldn't want to cause any unnecessary concern. Not at all. Everything went fine. We didn't find anything. I'm just being down on myself. You're a dreadful liar. You have the look of a bumbling employee secretly trying to juggle everything without their superiors noticing. I'm at a loss for words. Posh hit the nail on the head. She sighs deeply as I keep silent. My goodness, this may sound odd coming from me, but perhaps you ought to allow others to aid you a tad. Was it not you yourself who first encouraged me to work with everyone after I set off to solve the case all by my lonesome? You're right. Sorry. I don't know what to say. But this is my own personal problem. I figured I shouldn't involve anyone else. I figured I could solve things on my own. Oh, ho, 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 you poor wretched fool. Dear me, proles are such simple things. Posh guffaws, flicking my nose with her finger. Is it clear to you now? A detective's business is all about the business of other people, you know. From adultery cases to missing pets, and even murder, as a rule our work involves those apart from ourselves. True. The heroic saga of our work is one of prying into the affairs of others. Am I understood? Now, tell me what happened. No. Okay, fine. I tell Posh everything that just transpired. Oh, I can't. That my name was listed as the ideal detective. That I was written about as if I was dead. Wait, isn't it once we reveal information about ourselves, isn't that when, like, that person ends up being marked for trouble? Like, in the past, obviously, it was Mystic. And then, like, it feels like a little bit of Rowdy. Armored Detective, maybe slightly. Feels like when we open up to a character, then they're marked for trouble. Which would line up with me thinking that this would be a chapter Posh gets killed in. Oh well. That I was written about as if I was dead. And that Workaholic appeared, wanting me to assist him in killing Renegade Detective. That is all quite baffling indeed. But does it not make sense to assume you were the original ideal detective and Holmes second? Maybe. But I hardly remember a single thing that happened back then. All I can recall from 10 years ago is a girl identical to Holmes dying right in front of me. And now I'm ideal detective? It's too weird. But that was all in your dreams, was it not? Isn't it common for dreams to stray somewhat from reality? Yeah, but I don't think it was all just a dream. Saika's dream is burned too powerfully, too vividly into my brain. My word, you get far too mulish about the oddest of things. But if you insist, then I shall believe you as well. Even still, it would certainly clarify a few things if you were suffering from memory loss. Clarify what things exactly? Well, for starters, the reason Ideal Detective treated you the way she did. You aren't hiding anything or lying, yes? You truly have no special abilities? It stings when she puts it so bluntly, but it's the truth, so I reply with a nod. Ever since my early days, I've been exposed to genuine articles. I swear by my aesthetic eye, for it can see the authenticity in all things. That's why it's been clear from first glance that you possess none of a detective's wits. As your name says, you are truly incompetent. So rude. There's no arguing with that. I didn't know any of the basics to being a detective before arriving on the island. If Holmes hadn't taught me, I'm sure I'd still be completely incompetent at this point. I must confess, watching Holmes grant you personal counsel is quite provoking. It was utterly perplexing. Why would ideal detective, of all people, advocate for such a transparent imposter? But it makes sense if you're suffering from amnesia. Even if ideal detective trusted in you, it'd be pointless without your memories. But if I can't trust my own memory, what can I trust? The things Holmes and workaholics said are lining up less and less with my own recollection. There's so much I don't get, it feels like I'm going crazy. Before you devolve into a fretting fit, try to recall everything that had occurred. Posh speaks decisively. You want me to remember everything? How? There were other volumes, were there not? Not to mention the PCs and their valuable stores of data. My experiences here have taught me the following. No mystery can be solved by jumping to conclusions. A sound judgment requires sufficient evidence. I acted the same way, but then you came to my aid, did you not, incompetent? I swear on the Pinkerton family's honor that I will repay that debt. I came to your aid? Honestly, I was so focused on solving the problem at hand that I hadn't considered that at all. I never realized that Posh had seen things that way. My eyes start to sting. Oh no, embarrassing as it is, I can't hold back my tears. Oh ho ho, why, if it isn't the famed crybaby detective, this is precisely why the vulgar masses require so much constant care. You are no mere pebble. You are an uncut gem that will dazzle with proper polishing. Even as you are now, you've earned my trust. It is the duty of the upper class to grant deliverance to the common man. If you will have me, know that I shall always assist you. Thank you, Posh. I dry my eyes with the handkerchief she hands me. Right, now's not the time to cry. We tracked Workaholic and Renegade Detective all the way here so that we can stop them. We need to find and apprehend those two first. Then, I can work with the others to find the missing pieces of my memory. Very well then, enough about your past. We must notify Techie and the rest about Workaholic's covert operations. They are in the midst of operating the distribution board. You remain here and watch over Bookworm. Posh departs toward the hall where the breaker panel is. She has a point. I can't jump to conclusions. First, I need to recall what happened 10 years ago, the events I forgot that Holmes remembered. Holmes, can you hear me? Still no response. If she's out cold, then she'll probably be gone for a few more hours. I'll just have to sum up all the information I've gathered about that kidnapping incident on my own.
And
we get a recap. The secret police, the DA's predecessor, abducted us back then. It was perpetrated by a workaholic who was part of their ranks. What noise outside? It's like someone slamming a car door. It wasn't just or maybe a trunk. It wasn't just a kidnapping, but an experiment to create superpowers of some sort. Workaholic says a survivor of it started the quartering do cases. That survivor is someone Workaholic refers to as Invincible Detective. That's everything Workaholic told me. For now, I'll assume this is all the truth. I was taken after Invincible Detective and their fellow subjects escaped. That's when I met Saika. We were constantly monitored in the Manor Dungeon. If that underground labyrinth was meant for researching and developing superpowers, then did I survive it as Ideal Detective? This is just the information from that book we found in the archives. Neither its veracity nor the details are very clear. But if Workaholic strove so hard to get it back, it seems unlikely that the contents could be so misleading. But then, for whatever reason, I stopped being Ideal Detective and Holmes took on that role instead. She claims to be the same Saika from back then, but that girl's... Oh, he's still going, sorry. But that girl's death is etched in my memory. There's no way I could be mistaken. It's so clear that I can't possibly doubt it. Saika died right in front of my eyes. I refuse to believe that was a lie, and yet Holmes says that she's Saika. Documents identifying me as Ideal Detective, Holmes claiming to be the long-dead Saika, and Invincible Detective, a fellow survivor of those experiments. I've got so many questions, my head hurts. How could a hopeless moron like me be Ideal Detective? I'm just not buying it. Me? Ideal Detective? It must be a lie. I sighed, deeply aware of how disappointing my capabilities really are. Oh. How annoying. I can't take it anymore. Allow me to open your eyes, incompetent. As dawn arrives, we begin our day. Ohayo. A morning, incompetent.
Oh,
hey, morning, oh, hey, period. Morning, Doleful. I appreciate you working so late yesterday. Something up? Your face looks pretty washed out. It's nothing, really. I just had too much on my mind to sleep last night. If you say so, but if something really is going on, remember, you can always tell me. Anyway, I'm gonna go and wash up. Catch you in a bit, alright? Sounds good. I'll help out with breakfast in the meantime. I've got to stop worrying everyone like this. Once Doleful and I part ways, I berate myself with a light smack to the cheek. Clap, clap. I've wanted to ask Holmes about the past since yesterday, but she still hasn't reappeared. She's been gone for extended periods before, but never this long. I wonder what's going on with her.
僕に過去の話を聞かれたくないとか。
Maybe she'd prefer that we didn't discuss it? No, that couldn't be. I feel like a fool for even considering it. Sure, she's been evasive whenever our history gets brought up, but it's only ever been for my own sake. That's what she's always told me. I mean, she's been on my side this entire time. She wouldn't start stonewalling me now, would she?
きっと寝坊しているだけだよね。
She's probably just sleeping in. I repeat the thought over and over, trying to convince myself.
宇野ちゃん、食器を運ぶのを手伝ってくれるかしら。
Mind grabbing the utensils, incompetent?
ぼーっとしてないで手伝ってください。少女は声に出して注意する。
Quit spacing out and help us already, chided the girl.
ごめん。今手伝いに行くから。
Sorry, I'll get right to it. After breakfast, we all set out together, as per Techie's advice.
分電盤の修理はほぼ終わったんですが、修理に必要な導線が見つからないんです。
The repairs on the distribution board are just about done, but I can't seem to find any copper wire.
僕の体質だと導線みたいな安全なものは見つけられなくて、ごめんね、役に立てなくて。
My ability isn't any good when it comes to everyday objects. Sorry, I can't help more.
まあ気にしないで。むしろ社畜ちゃんや下道ちゃんがどこかに潜んでいる今はみんなで一緒に固まった方が安全だわ。
Hey now, don't sweat it. With Workaholic and Renegade lurking God knows where, it's much safer if we stick together anyway.
来るなら来なさい。ピンカートン家に伝わる上流武術、パリスで返り討ちですわ。
Let them come if they dare. My Baritsu will turn the tide of battle, just as the Pinkertons have so proudly done for generations. What-a!
いや、なんで中国憲法の掛け声なんですか。馬律は日本の武術だという設定でしょ。少女はシャーロキアン以外には分かりづらいツッコミをした。
Why the kung fu noises? I thought Baritsu was supposed to be Japanese, mused the girl, cracking a joke only Sherlockians would get. We head down the passage while keeping an eye on our surroundings. Those two must be lurking nearby, but so far, neither hide nor hair.
昨日から特に変化もなし。彼らは何のためにこの研究棟に潜んでいるのでしょうか。と少女が疑問を口にする。
No new developments since yesterday. Why would they hide out in Snarks anyway? Asked the girl, voicing a question that had been on her mind.
さすがにもう目的は終えているんじゃないかしら。私たちが出入り口を押さえていたし、エレベーターは壊れているしで、脱出に困っているのだと思うわ。
They must have achieved their goals by now, right? With us blocking the exits and the elevator out of order, they're probably scrambling to escape.
今誰も出入り口を見張ってませんけど大丈夫なんでしょうか。ヘリポートから脱出されちゃうんじゃ。
Oh, but no one's guarding the exits right now. Are you sure that'll be okay? Couldn't they get out through the heliport or something?
出入り口のシャッターを閉じてロックしておいたから大丈夫ですよ。無理やりシャッターを開こうとすれば大きな物音がしてすぐにわかります。
It'll be fine so long as the shutter's locked up tight. Even if they try to force it open, it'd make so much sound that we'd hear right away.
つまり今この地下研究棟自体が巨大な密室状態なんだね。
So, this entire underground facility is essentially one giant locked room now?
不吉なことを言うんじゃありませんわ。なんだか密室というだけで殺人事件が起こりそうではありませんの。
Must you say such ominous things? Referring to it as a locked room makes it seem as though another murder is imminent.
確かにミステリー以外で密室なんて言葉なかなか聞く機会ありませんよね。
Ha ha ha. That's true enough. Crime fiction sure does love its locked room mysteries, doesn't it? Oh, don't I know.
文学さん、そっちの道具箱には何も入ってなかった。
Anything in the toolbox, Bookworm?
工具しかありません。少女は肩を落として報告する。
Nothing but tools, the girl said, shoulders slumped as she reported her findings.
つかるかもって思ったけど、全然見つからないね。
Man, with all these electronics around, I hope maybe we'd find some copper wire somewhere, but no dice, huh? I considered taking apart the computers and using their internal wiring, but Techie suggested we only do so as a last resort. Apparently, Doleful got the sense that messing with them was too dangerous. Better to play things safe, considering the sensitive info they must hold.
ところで、どうして導線が必要なの？
Hey, why do you need copper wires anyway?
ブレーカー内部の導線が古くなって切れていたんですよ。導線を取り替えてつなぎ直さないと正常に動作してくれない状態なんです。
The wiring inside the breakers is old and no good. They won't work properly unless we replace it.
もしかして誰かがブレーカーの線を切ったのですか？少女は不安げに尋ねた。
Did someone cut the wires? The girl asked with concern.
いえ、おそらく経年劣化だと思います。そもそもこの施設自体かなり埃まみれですし、PC の OS も化石じみていました。
Again, I like that pose when he puts his fingers to his temples. He's like, ooh.
誰も使っていなかったのでしょうね。
His eyes get like glazed over. No, it's just wear and tear. This whole place is covered in dust, and the PC's OS is practically a fossil. No one has been here in a very long time.
僕が何度かこの本部の研究棟に足を運んだ際も地下は紹介されませんでしたし、不要なものの倉庫代わりに使われていたんじゃないでしょうか。
I visit this research facility a lot, but no one ever showed me this underground section. Maybe it's storage space for unneeded stuff.
そもそもここって何を研究している場所なのかな？
I wonder what exactly they were researching here in the first place.
私も思っていました。私たちは本来この研究棟で八つ崎港事件を推理するはずだったんですよね。と少女は疑問を口にした。
I've been wondering the same myself. Weren't we originally meant to work on the Quartering Duke case in this very facility? Asked the girl.
この施設では以前から過去の事件をジオラマで再現したり、国内の施設では時間がかかるような検証を行っていましたね。
Snarks has long been used for recreating crime scenes with dioramas and conducting analysis that are too time-consuming to do domestically.
実際、上の資料室には八つ崎港事件が再現されたジオラマもありましたよ。
In fact, the Quartering Duke murders themselves have been reconstructed using dioramas found in the archive room above us.
それはすごいね。じゃあ本当なら僕らはみんなでそのジオラマを元に推理するはずだったのか。
Whoa, that's impressive. So we were intended to use those dioramas for our investigation? Heaviness weighs on my chest as I consider how different things could have been. No one should have been murdered. There were supposed to be so many more of us working together to solve the Quartering Duke case. I'm sure our investigation would have been further along. That's precisely why the Duke intervened, but it still bears hard upon me.
科学君のフレンズも探偵同盟の技術を使っているって聞いたけど、もしかしてこの研究棟で作ってたの？
You said your friends used Detective Alliance technology. Was it developed in this facility?
ええ、その通りです。安全面や倫理的な問題から国内では使用の難しい道具や薬品も特別に使用可能なので、発明家にとっては夢の島なんですよ。
Exactly. Tools and chemicals that are domestically unsafe and ethically problematic are made specifically available here. It's an inventor's dream come true.
それ法的にアウトなんじゃ。
Isn't that illegal?
アウトだからこそわざわざこの離島に本部を構えているそうです。
Of course. That's why this headquarters is located on a remote island.
なんだか聞いちゃいけない話を聞いてしまった気分だよ。
I feel like I just learned something that I was better off not knowing.
まあ成功法だけじゃ平和は守れないってことよね。国内の警察組織は優秀な反面、組織が大きくて余計なしがらみが多いの。
You can't keep the peace with frontal strikes alone. Police may be skilled, but their organization is unwieldy and highly restricted.
八つ崎港事件については被害者がどんどん増えている関係で全然処理が追いつかなかったと聞いているわ。
I heard that they just aren't able to keep up with how many victims the Quartering Duke has slain.
だからこそしがらみの少ない僕ら探偵同盟に白羽の矢が立ったんだろうね。もっと
と自由に動ける僕らにしか解けない事件だと判断されたんだ。
Which is why the DA was appointed to this case. We have fewer constraints and can move freely, so we were deemed the only ones who could solve it.
表向きの理由はそうでしょうね。ですが本音を言えば何か問題が起きた時に責任を押し付ける体のいいデコイなのだと思いますわ。
That's the official story, at least. Truth be told, we were merely a convenient decoy to pin the blame on when things go amiss.
デコイ、つまり身代わりってことですか？
A decoy? You mean a scapegoat?
ええ、その通り。何も成果が上げられない時に有効なのは自分たち以外にヘイトを向けることですからね。
Precisely. When one comes up empty-handed, it's quite useful to have someone else to direct the hatred toward.
私たちが成果を上げられれば御の字。私たちが失敗すれば実態は大したことがない組織だとレッテルを貼られて袋叩き。
If we produce results, splendid. If we fail, we shall be branded insignificant and unduly bombarded for our troubles.
どちらに転んでも警察へのヘイトは緩和されるという筋立てですわ。
Regardless, any disdain for the police would be redirected as a result.
要するに何としてでも事件を解決しなきゃ針のむしろってことだね。責任重大だよ。
In short, we've got to solve this case or it'll be our heads on the chopping block. Talk about no pressure.
まったくこの島から脱出した後も問題が山積みで頭が痛いですわね。本土に帰ったら皆さんで集まって経費で打ち上げを開いてやりましょう。
Countless challenges await us, even after we escape this island. My head aches at the prospect. Let us expense a celebration banquet upon our return. We leave the archives and head to the lab. Our investigation continues for some time before Posh suddenly chimes in.
あら、このパソコンについてるヘッドホンがあれば導線代わりになるじゃありませんの。
Perhaps we ought to harvest some copper wire from the headphones plugged into this computer here.
確かに。
Hmm? Oh, that's a great idea.
どういうことですか？
Wait, what? How do you mean?
無知ですわね。
Oh, my, what a dullard you
ヘ
are.
ッドホンのコードも中身は導線ですわ。どうせ使わないのですし、ヘッドホンを何本かいただけば立派な導線の束を作れるのではなくって。
Copper wire is found inside audio cables. I doubt we'll be needing any headphones, so with plenty to go around, we'll harvest a rather fine bundle, no?
ええ、各 PC にヘッドホンは一つずつついていますし、これを分解すれば十分必要な導線は確保できます。ありがとうございます、家族さん。
Perfect. Each PC has a pair, so if we take all of them apart, we'll have more than enough wire. Thanks a bunch for the idea, Posh.
ヘッドホンのコードの構造なんてよく知っていましたね。
I'm surprised you know so much about headphone cords, Posh.
断線したコードの修理すらしたことがないなんて、これだから庶民は。
You mean to say you've never repaired an audio cable? How sad, yet expected of your kind.
断線するたびにヘッドホンを買い替えていたら出費がかさるではありませんの。
If you buy a new pair of every time a cord frays, you'll wind up spending an astrological amount of money.
普通は買い替えるんじゃないかな。
Wouldn't most people usually just opt for new ones?
僕も買い替えます。
I know I would. Hmm?
苦労してるのね、家族ちゃん。
Times are tough, aren't they, Posh?
少女は家族探偵の肩へと手を置き、無
手。
言でうんうんとうなずいた。
The girl gently placed a hand on Posh's shoulder, her head nodding solemnly.
別にヘッドホンを買い替える余裕がないほど貧乏だというわけではありませんことよ。勘違いなさらないでくださいましね。
I was not implying that I am so destitute that I cannot afford new headphones. Do not misunderstand. Have I made myself clear?
ただ、もはやピンカートン家の名声がすでに過去のものなのは事実。家族の名の通り、すでに散った花のごとき家系ですわ。
However, I admit that the Pinkerton name is not as illustrious as it once was. A proud lineage scattered like petals in the wind.
ですが、必ずまた咲き誇ってみせます。そのためにも無駄遣いはできないというだけなのですわ。
But rest assured that the Pinkerton name shall blossom once more. To this end, I cannot afford to be wasteful.
さあ、科学さん、早くブレーカーを直しなさい。 私は必ずこの島から生きて脱出しピンカートン家の再興を果たすのですから。
Techie, repair those circuit breakers post haste. I simply must escape the sound. The honor of the Pinkerton name hinges upon it.
あれが家族さんの覚悟か。
Ah, so that's the source of her determination. She's capable of weathering any dishonor or shame for the sake of restoring her family's pride. Her resolve is clear cut. Nope, her resolve is clear cut and reflects well on her. I was taking a dash as like a pause, but this determination is a positive force, both for her and her adoring employees. I can understand now why Posh's subordinates are able to idolize her without any reservations. The distribution board is repaired without incident, so we return back to the elevator. That's when we notice something.
あれエレベーターのボタンのところのこれは鍵穴でしょうか。
What's this? Look, by the elevator panel. Is that a keyhole?
あら本当ね。飛脚ちゃん、エレベーターのボタン反応する？
Ah, so it is. Doleful, is the button responsive?
いえ反応しません。電源は通っているようなので配電盤は治ったと思うのですが。
No. It's not. I'm pretty sure the distribution board got fixed though, and it seems to be getting power.
考えられるとすれば地下牢にあった鍵でしょうね。
That hole is probably meant for the key we saw back in the dungeon.
そういえば地下牢にエレベーターの鍵がありましたね。地下牢から出る際に見当たらなくなっていましたけど、誰か持ち出した人はいますか？
Oh, right. There was an elevator key there. I didn't see it when we left though. Did one of you happen to take it? No one raised their hand. That's not good. In heavy silence, a morbid thought creeps into my head. Then, as if to confirm my worst fears, an announcement cracks over the intercom, and a familiar voice fills the space. Oh, Jesus.
やあ、探偵諸君。やっとエレベーターに電源を通してくれたみたいだね。嬉しいよ。
Hey, ladies and gents. Seems you finally got the elevator working again. Nice. I'm thrilled.
下道探偵？どこから声が？
Renegade detective, where's his voice coming from? Where's that man? I glance around and spot a speaker near the ceiling. He ignores our bewilderment, pressing on.
君たちもお気づきの通り、そのエレベーターを呼び出すためには鍵が必要だ。そしてその鍵は俺が持っている。
I'm sure you've noticed that a key is needed to call the elevator. Said key is in my possession.
鍵が欲しければ、俺の言うことに従ってもらうよ。
So if you want it, you better do what I say.
誰が従うものですか？今から私が捕まえに参りますから覚悟なさい。
Just who do you expect to do your bidding? I'm coming to apprehend you right this instant, so you had best prepare yourself. Posh outright rejects his demand. She holds her chin in thought for a moment, then immediately points toward the hallway.
奥のモニタールームにアナウンス用のマイクがあったはずですわ。
The control room near the back would have a microphone for making announcements.
芸道探偵はそこにいるに違いありません。
Renegade,
さあ参りましょう。
Renegade detective must be there. Come, let us depart.
待って家族ちゃん。
Wait, Posh. Courtmaid grabs Posh's arm before she runs off.
あの下道ちゃんが無策でこんな真似すると思ってるの？
Do you really think Renegade would do this without a plan?
慌てて向かえば足元をすくわれるような仕掛けが施してあるに違いないわ。
If we rush in a panic to find him, I'm sure we'll only fall into some trap he's laid.
確かにその通りですわね。先走りそうになって申し訳ありませんわ。
Yes, you're quite right. I apologize for my hastiness.
でもだからってここでじっとしているわけにもいきません。
Still, we can't just stand here.
罠を警戒しながらモニタールームへ向かいましょう。
Let's head to the control room while keeping our eyes peeled for any traps along the way.
もう下道探偵の好きにはさせない。僕が先頭になるからついてきて。
We can't let Renegade go unchallenged. I'll take the lead. Follow me.
こんな時のために新たな捕獲用のフレンズ ビリビリ君を用意してあります。絶対に捕まえましょう。
This calls for a new friend I've prepared for detaining people. Meet Shocky Walkie. We're going to nab him for sure. I was gonna make a joke. Deady Weddy. My new friend, Deady Weddy, to kill Renegade.
文学さんと美食さんはこの場に残ってエレベーターの監視をお願いします。
Bookworm, Gourmet, I'd like you to stay here and guard the elevator.
任されたわ。パンくず一つ見逃さないから安心してね。
You got it. Not even a breadcrumb's getting past us.
皆さん気をつけてくださいと少女は心から無事を願うのだった。
Please stay safe, everyone, the girl said, wishing with all her heart for their well-being. Thanks, Bookworm. We instantly spring into action, not even waiting for Renegade to close out his announcement. But even as we move, his banter continues.
おいおい、人の話を落ち着いて聞くこともできないのかな。困ったものだね。
Hey now, can't you wait patiently for others to finish? Gosh, you're a troublesome bunch.
そんな悪い子たちにはお仕置きが必要だな。気をつけてこちらへ来るといい。
Mischievous brats will get their due punishment. You best be mindful of that on your way over.
君たちには最初から選択肢なんてないんだよ。
Not that you've got a choice. Haven't from the start.
モニタールームの前まで来たけど
We're right outside the control room.
罠の一つもなかったね。
But not even a single trap. We've safely arrived at the control room. Trip here may have been quick and painless, but that only serves to put me more on edge. Was it just a bluff? Even so, so much little time has passed since Renegade's message that there must still be something behind those doors.
妙ですね。ここまでもったいぶったことをしておいて何もしてこないなんて。
How odd. You talked it up so much just to leave us with nothing.
まずは僕が様子を見てみるよ。僕なら下道探偵の罠にも気づけると思うから。
Let me check it out first. I should be able to identify any traps he set.
気をつけてね、飛躍くん。危険な気配がしたらすぐに出てきてよ。
Be careful, Doleful. Come back immediately if you sense any danger, okay?
絶対に逃がしませんわよ、下道探偵。私の馬力で血だるまにこしらえてやりますわ。チェスト
There's no hope of escape, Renegade. My Baritsu will render you into a bloody pulp. Have at you! With that, Doleful enters the control room. But a moment later, he comes right back out with an astonished look on his face.
どうしたの、飛躍くん。
What's up, Doleful?
下道探偵がどこにもいないんだ。その代わりマイクの前にはこんなものが。
I was gonna be recording. There was no sign of Renegade, but I found this in front of the mic. Oh, never mind. Doleful holds out a brown teddy bear. It seems like an ordinary stuffed animal at a glance, but upon closer inspection, it holds some sort of device in its paw.
あらあら、可愛らしいおクマさんではありませんの。
My heavens, what an adorable little teddy.
その子が抱えているもの、それって通信機じゃありませんか？
That device it's holding, is that a transceiver?
本当だ。しかも電源が入ったままだね。
Oh, you're right. Still powered on even.
僕に貸してください。きっと下道探偵はこの通信機を利用して自分のいる場所をごまかしたんです。
Let me see. I suspect Renegade Detective may have used this to spoof his location somehow.
僕が分析してなんとか居場所を暴いてみせます。
I'll run an analysis to try and pinpoint his current whereabouts.
いい分析だよ、かっくん。
Resourceful as ever, little tech. A dreadfully gleeful voice sounds out from the other end of the transceiver. It's none other than Renegade Detective, of course.
いやー、すまないね。俺はこう見えてもシャイだから代理を頼んでしまったよ。
Sorry for the trouble, folks. While I may not look it, I'm painfully shy, so I had this fuzzy little rascal come in my stead.
テディベアのゲドちゃんだ。仲良くしてあげてくれよ。
Give a big hello to Rennie the Teddy. Play nice now, won't you, darlings?
要求は何なんだ、下道探偵。お前の要求を飲めばエレベーターの鍵をこちらへ渡すんだな。
Just tell us what you want, Renegade Detective. You'll trade us the elevator key if we do what you ask of us, right?
話が早くて助かるよ。俺の要求はただ一つさ。
Thanks for getting straight to business. Only got one request.
無能君、君と1対1で話がしたい。資料室まで一人で来てくれ。
I want to speak with you mano a mano, Competent. Come to the archives, alone.
そんな要求断固拒否ですわ。
Out of the question. We refuse your terms.
家族さん
Posh. With ferociously wild eyes, Posh nabs the teddy transceiver from Dolpho's hands and shouts angrily into it.
ゲート探偵、あなたが何を考えているかは知りませんけどね。無能さんは私たちの大切な仲間なのですわ。
Renegade Detective, I don't know what's going through that skull of yours, but Incompetent is our dear companion.
あなたのような殺人鬼のもとへ一人で向かわせるわけがありませんでしょ。必ずあなたを見つけ出して鍵を奪い取って差し上げますから、そのつもりでいなさい。
You truly believe we'd send him off to his doom by meeting with a criminal like you? We'll track you down and take that key, rest assured.
それは楽しみだね。
I'll be looking forward to it. Renegade's harsh, staticky laughter echoes through the hallway. At that very moment, my vision flickers. The denouement has been triggered. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
最後にいいことを教えてあげるよ。俺がわざわざこの地下を訪れたのは、
Oh.
首についた首輪の外し方を知るためだ。
Before I go, let me tell you something. Took the trouble of coming out here because I was hoping to rid myself of this damn collar.
残念ながら分解の方法はわからなかったけど、予備の首輪の保管場所とその操作方法は知ることができてね。せっかくだからゲドちゃんにもプレゼントしておいたよ。
Sadly, it was a bust, but I did find some spares and how to operate them. I just couldn't pass up the opportunity, so Rennie got a little present too.
家族さん、そのクマから嫌な気配が。
Posh, the bear! I'm sensing danger from it! Boom! Hot potato. As Doleful shrieks, the bear detonates in Posh's hands. That's the vision I'm shown. There's still time to act. I lurch forward, snatch the teddy from Posh's grip, and immediately launch it as far as I can.
伏せて家族さん
Posh, take cover! What? The bear detonates mere seconds after it leaves my hands. Whoa! Yeah! The scorching shock of the explosion flings us into a heap on the ground. That's a lot of red. I cough at the pungent scent of gunpowder. The hall is thick with smoke, and there's a sharp pain where shrapnel has pierced my arm.
探偵
Gah. Renegade Detective. Despite my injured arm, I managed to haul myself to my feet. I can hardly believe it. Even a moment later and Posh would have died. I doubt the rest of us would have escaped unscathed either. It's clear Renegade Detective truly intends to kill us.
みんな大丈夫怪我はない
Is everyone alright? Any injuries?
僕は平気です。でも、飛脚さんが頭を打ってしまったみたいで。
I'm okay, but I think Doleful hit his head.
私も平気ですわ。ゲート探偵、どこに隠れているんですの？
I too am alive and kicking. Now where's that despicable coward hiding?
君たちの後ろさ
Right behind you. Oh. Still with one arm. A voice calls out from our rear. As I turn to face its owner, a small metallic glint catches my attention.
さあ避けてみなよ
Everyone, run! Renegade brandishes his knife and swings it sideways in our direction. Jesus crap. Won't be able to avoid it.
おどきなさい、無能さん。
Steer clear, Incompetent! The next thing I know, Posh shoves me aside, sending me tumbling back to the ground. Oh. Blood soon trickles from her arm as she takes the attack in my place. Damn.
家族さん
Posh! My heart leaps out of my chest. As the event unfolds, however, a familiar voice rings through my head.
ワト君しっかりしてワト君
Watto! Hang tough, Watto! I've seen this before, but something's off. Saika isn't bleeding.
ワト君どうして私をかばったの
Watto, why? Why did you protect me?
佐藤君が死んだら私は
If you die now, then Sayaka calls out my name, weeping profusely. That's funny. The scene usually plays out the exact opposite way. Suddenly, it's as if I'm the one who died. My mind snaps back to reality. I inhale sharply, stunned and shocked by the view I'm met with. Right in front of me, Renegade has an arm wrapped around Pasha's neck, his knife pressed against her cheek. Pasha shielded me, and now, vivid red blood is seeping from her wounded arm. The cut doesn't look deep, but that much blood loss is definitely cause for concern. We've got to treat her right away.
探偵一体どこに潜んでたんだ
Renegade, where the hell were you hiding?
すぐ横の研究室さ。人の行動を誘導するコツは分かりやすいゴールを用意してあげること。
The lab next door. Key to manipulating others is to provide a clear-cut objective.
あんなアナウンスを聞けば、モニタールームを調べるまでは他の部屋に目もくれなくなって当然だよね。どいつもこいつも素直すぎて可愛いな。
I figured you'd skip over the other rooms and head straight here after my broadcast. It was obvious. It's adorable how predictable you are.
さて、これでもう交渉なんてまどろっこしいことも不要になった。
Lucky for me, I won't need to bother with negotiations or any of that nonsense now.
さあ、無能君。家族ちゃんの首をねじ切られたくなければ、一緒についてきてもらうよ。
So incompetent, assuming you don't want Pasha's head to get sawed off, you're coming with me. Renegade addresses me coldly. I look him over again and again, but can't find a single opening. He traces the curve of Pasha's neck with the point of his blade. Just the sight is enough to drain the color from my face.
言う通りにするよだから家族さんも
Fine, I'll do whatever you say. Just let Pasha go.
いけませんわ無能さん
You mustn't, incompetent. Pasha quickly cuts me off.
あなたと科学さんは飛脚さんを連れてすぐにエレベーターでこの施設から脱出なさい
You and Techie take Doleful to the elevator and escape from this facility.
でも
But...
でももカルダモもありませんわこれはリーダー命令ですわよ逆らうことは許しませんわ
None of your butt-butting. This is a direct order from your superior. You must obey. Her conviction makes it difficult to view her as a hostage, something that seemingly tickles Renegade as he cackles loudly.
さすがは家族ちゃん。素敵な胆力だ。でも、エレベーターの鍵のことを忘れてないかい？君を見捨てるにしても、エレベーターの鍵は必要なんだよ。
Oh, Posh, you really are a plucky one. But haven't you forgotten something? Even if they ditch you, they'll still need the elevator key.
その鍵って床に転がっているあれかしら
What? The one lying on the floor there?
Eh?
Hmm?
この鍵を
Could this be it? I reached down to inspect the key resting near my feet. It's definitely the same one I saw in the dungeon, but when did it get here?
下道探偵ともあろう人が大事なものをポケットに入れたまま油断するのはよろしくないのではなくって
Oh,
思わ
Renegade.
ず奪い取ってしまいましたわ
Oh, Renegade Detective. You really ought to be less inattentive with valuables on your person. I was able to pilfer it in the blink of an eye.
さあ無能さんその鍵を持ってお逃げなさいエレベーターとヘリポートさえ封じてしまえば下道さんは地下から逃げられません
Now go, incompetent. Take that key and decamp. Should you manage to steal both the lift and the heliport, this cad will have no means of escape.
八つ崎港事件もきっと解決に向けて動き出しますわ
I have no doubt that this will bring us another step closer to apprehending the courting Duke.
やけにすんなり捕まったと思ったら抜け目がないね。
And here I thought you were easy prey. Now I'm the one who's cornered.
でもいいのかな？他のみんなが逃げたら君も一緒に取り残されるんだよ。死ぬのが怖くないのか？
Still, you sure you're alright with this? They all turn tail and run, you'll be left alone with me. Aren't you afraid of dying?
そうですよ家族さんを置いて逃げられるわけないじゃないですか
Yeah, what he said. How could we just abandon you here like that, Posh? Posh smiles almost serenely.
怖いに決まっていますわ誰だって
死にたくはないでしょ。
Of course I'm afraid. Or, of course I'm frightened, I should say. No one wants to die.
ですが死よりもっと恐ろしいのは我が身可愛さに死者を増やしてしまうことですわ。
But some things are even more terrifying than death. The casualties born of a desperate fight for survival, for one.
私は偉大なるピンカートン家の末裔。私の命で大勢を救えるのなら悔いはありません。さあ早くお行きなさい。
I am a descendant of the proud Pinkerton lineage. Should offering my life save others, then I have no such reservations. Now hurry, go. Posh. I recall the discussion I had with Workaholic regarding the plank of Carneades. Whatever. Sacrificing another to save oneself. Is that the right choice? No one can really say. Seeing Posh so prepared to give her life for hours, I'm suddenly struck by realization. This is what an ideal detective truly looks like.
霊道探偵、あなただけは、あな
Come
た
on,
だけは
Techie.
許しません。
Sick deady weddy on him. Renegade detective, I won't let you get away with this. Not a million years. Techie aims his pistol-shaped mech at Renegade detective.
少しでも動けば撃ちます。動かないでください。
Freeze. Move another inch and I'll shoot.
おっと銃型のフレンズか。その構造おそらく銃型のスタンガンだね。これはまた面白いものを作ったな。
Oh, made yourself another friend there, eh? Looks kind of like a stun gun. How fun is that? You've outdone yourself again, kid. Apparently unfazed, Renegade begins moving with his hostage in tow. Man, does this guy even know how to feel fear.
撃つって言ってるんですよ。どうして動くんです
Now
か。
he's calling on his bluff. I said I'll shoot. Why are you still moving?
この数日で随分と成長したみたいだけど、君にはまだ撃てないよ。手元が狂って家族ちゃんに当たれば最悪感電死だものな。
You've grown a lot these past few days, but you don't have the guts to pull the trigger yet. Say you miss and hit Posh. Worst case, she gets fried.
武装ちゃんを失ったばかりの君にそのステージはまだ早い。もっと経験を積んでからまた。
You only just lost armor. Now ain't your time to shine, kid. Come back once you've gotten some more experience, yeah?
なめないでください。
Mean renegade. Don't underestimate me. Underestimate me. Techie moves in closer, preparing to shoot. The muzzle of the barrel trembles in his hands, his aim uncertain. Despite having him at gunpoint, Techie seems to be losing the upper hand to Renegade's intimidation. That man really is a monster.
さて、名残惜しいけど一旦お別れの時間だ。
As much as I hate to leave you hanging, it's time we part ways for now.
無能君、今から1時間後、その鍵を持って資料室に一人で来てくれ。さもないと家族ちゃんの公開八つ咲きショーが始まるよ。
Incompetent, come to the archives in 1 hour and bring that key with you. Otherwise, Posh's public quartering will have to kick off early.
俺が脅しでこんなことを言わないことはよーくわかっているだろう。
And you know full well by now that I don't go around making empty threats, right? I don't need the denouement to see the grave of sincerity in his eyes. In 1 hour, he'll end Posh's life precisely as he stated. Though I haven't known him long, I'm already well acquainted with this man's brand of cruelty.
必ず行く。だから家族さんには傷一つつけるなよ。
I'll be there, I promise. So don't you dare lay a single finger on Posh.
バカ庶民、私のことなど。
Ugh, you witless churl, just forget about me.
いい返答だ。それじゃあラストステージで待ってるよ。
Oh, now that's what I wanted to hear. Alrighty then, I'll be waiting for you at the final stage.
待て。
Wait! Techie attempts to keep his stun gun sights on the fleeing Renegade detective, but before he can even pull the trigger, Renegade has already disappeared down the hall, dragging Posh along with him. Dang.
あれ、家族さんはどこ？
Huh? Where's Posh? Where'd she go? Doleful comes too, anxiously asking about Posh as he scans the vicinity. Neither Techie nor myself can muster a reply. All I can do is stand there, disgusted by my helplessness. Dang. Return to the lobby. We recount the events to Gourmet and Bookworm, who had been keeping watch.
本当に一人で向かう気なの？無能ちゃん。
You're really going alone, Incompetent?
はい。外道探偵は自分のポリシーに
A renegade's the type to stick to his word.
約束を守れば家族さんを殺すことはないはず。彼女を救うには奴の要求に従うしかありません。
As long as I keep my side of the bargain, Posh should be okay. Going along with his demands is the only way we can save her.
その後はどうするの？
But what will you do afterward?
外道探偵が君に何をしようとしているのかわからない。でも危険なことは間違いないよ。
I don't know what Renegade has in store for you, but I do know it's dangerous.
家族さんを救えたって君が死んでしまったら意味がないんだよ。外道探偵と対峙する上で何か策はあるの？
Even if you manage to save Posh, you dying would make it all for nothing. Do you even have a plan of how you'll face him?
外道探偵が僕を本気で殺すつもりなら策はある。大丈夫。絶対に生きて戻ってくるよ。
I do, so long as he truly intends to kill me. But I'll be okay. I promise I'll make it back in one piece.
無能さん、どうかこれを使ってください。
Here, Incompetent, take him with you. Techie hands me the pistol-like device he had been holding.
白い SPX の針を参考にして作った電撃遊具ビリビリ君です。引き金を引くと電撃が流れる針が射出されます。
This is my stun gun friend, Shocky Walkie. He's modeled after the white SPX, so when you pull the trigger, he'll eject electrified spikes.
射程距離は2メートルほどと短いですが、体のどこかに当てれば外道探偵の身動きを封じれるはずです。
Shocky Walkie. Deady Weddy. His range is only about 2 meters, but any contact with the body should be enough to incapacitate the target.
ありがとう、科学君。こんなすごいものを作るなんて。やっぱり君は天才だね。
Thanks, Techie. You really are a whiz if you can make something as handy as this.
でも僕には撃てませんでした。撃つチャンスはあったのに。また
Yeah, Techie, it's because you're
大
weak.
切な仲間を救えなかったんです。
Yeah, but I couldn't pull the trigger. I even had the perfect shot, and I still failed to save yet another friend of mine.
また心の中を全て見透かされて悔しくてたまりません。僕がもっと強ければ、もっとあの人に対して冷酷になれれば守ることができたのに。
He saw right through me. I'm so ashamed of myself. If I'd been stronger, if I'd just kept a level head, I could have saved her.
他者を傷つけることを恐れる生き物は人間だけ。人でなしになり果てるのは他者を思いやる理性を失った瞬間だと魔界探偵は語っていました。
Only humans fret over harming others. Once you lost that compassion, you become no more than a beast, said the girl, quoting Mystic Detective.
誰かが死ぬことに、誰かを傷つけることに恐怖する気持ちが弱さだなんて私は思いません。
The fear of
それ
death.
は私たちが人間らしい感情を持ち合わせている証なのですから。
The fear of death, of hurting others. I don't consider that weakness. Rather, the fact that you can feel that way is proof of your humanity. Bookworm. Bookworm speaks in an uncharacteristically straightforward manner as she smiles at Techie.
科学探偵、あなたはこの島へ来た当初からぐっと人間らしく成長していると思いますよ。
Techie Detective.
なんて私が言えたことじゃありませんけどね。
The longest speaker, Bookworm by far. Techie Detective, since arriving on this island, I believe you've truly matured as a person. Not that I have much room to speak on that.
僕も文学さんと同意見だよ。今の科学君が弱いだなんてそんなことない。
I'm with her. You aren't weak, Techie. Not one bit.
誰かを傷つける覚悟なんかより誰かと笑い合って誰かのために泣ける心の方がずっと大切だよ。
that you're able to laugh with everyone, to shed tears on behalf of others. Those things are way more important than having the will to harm people.
文学さん、無能さん、ありがとうございます。家族さんを救ってあげてください。
You guys, thank you. Please, go do what you can to save Posh. Hiding his face, Techie shed silent tears. Renegade Detective must have really gotten to him. Undoubtedly, more bitter, challenging obstacles still await him in the future. But I know he'll overcome it all, because Techie already has the strength to admit his vulnerability and share his honest feelings.
無能探偵、人でなしの外道探偵の花を明かしてやってください。私はあなたの優しさこそが人間の強さなのだと信じています。
Incompetent, go vanquish that brute of a detective. After all, I believe it's precisely that soft heart of yours which makes you so formidable.
任せて。科学君の分まであいつに手痛い一撃をお見舞いしてくるよ。
Yeah, you can count on it. I'll get him good, for Techie's sake, and everyone else's. The appointed time has arrived. I ask the others to wait in the lobby, then head alone to the archives, our designated meeting spot. As I make my way there, however...
なんとか間に合ったようだね。
Oh, look who decided to show up. Fancy that. You've survived, have you?
ホームズさん。
Holmes? For the first time in about a day, Holmes appears before me.
どうしてずっと姿を見せなかったんですか？
Why were you gone for so long?
すまない。残留思念なのにおかしな話だが、少々調子を崩してしまってね。細かな説明はまた今度するよ。
Sorry. I'm aware it's odd for residual memories to feel such, but I quite exhausted myself earlier. I'll be sure to share the details with you later on.
今は外道探偵から家族くんを救い出すのが先決だ。そうだろ。
But currently our priority is recovering the captured Posh from Renegade Detective, correct?
ええ。きっと僕一人じゃ外道探偵には勝てません。
Yeah, I know I can't win against him alone.
力を貸してください、ホームズさん。
So please, lend me your strength, Holmes.
もちろんだよ。他の誰もが君を裏切り、君と敵対し、蔑み、否定しようとも。私だけは君のすべてを肯定してみせる。
Naturally, no matter how others may betray, vilify, despise, or deny you, I alone shall affirm all that you are.
外道探偵と決着をつけたら、私の知るすべてを話そう。奴との因縁にケリをつけるぞ、ワト君。
Once Renegade has been dealt with, I'll explain everything I know. Now, let us go and sever the ties which bind us to him. Watto, once and for all.
はい。
Right. Together, Holmes and I enter the archives. Oh, there's some mood lighting in here. Renegade rises from his chair, clearly sick of waiting. He points his knife at me, the corner of his mouth quirked upward into a smile. Corked up white boy.
来てくれると思っていたよ、無能くん。やはり君は俺の見込んだ通りの探偵だ。
I knew you'd come, incompetent. You're the exact type of detective I clocked you for. The knife's point glints in the light. My heart leaps at the sight of its icy shine, pale like moonbeams. It's impossible to remove myself from the life or death reality of the situation.
なぜ来ましたの？あれほど来るなと言ったではありませんの。
Why did you come? I vehemently insisted you escape. The anxiety in Pasha's voice is palpable. Her right hand seems to be handcuffed to a pipe on the wall, judging by the grating sound of steel upon steel.
家族さんにかばってもらって分かったんです。
I realized something when you protected me, Posh.
僕が目指すのは目の前で溺れている人がいたら自分の掴んだ船板を迷わず渡せる探偵だって。
If someone were drowning beside me, I'd offer them the plank I was clinging to without thinking twice. That's the kind of great detective I strive to be.
無能さん。
Incompetent.
外道探偵、エレベーターの鍵は持ってきた。早く家族さんを解放しろ。
Renegade detective, I brought you the key like you asked. Now let Posh go.
ああ、いいさ。ほら、これが家族ちゃんの手錠の鍵だよ。
Oh, fine. Alright, got the key to her handcuffs right here, see? As he speaks, Renegade demonstrates this by locking and unlocking Posh's handcuffs. There's no doubt that the key is the real deal.
俺の横のデスクに置くから君も同じようにしてくれ。
I'll put it on this desk next to me. You do the same.
僕を出入り口から遠ざけた上で鍵を交換するつもりか。
So you want to draw me away from the exit before we do this trade?
それくらいは当然の権利だろ。君らは今エレベーターの前に陣取って有利な状態なんだ。
I'm entitled to that privilege, don't you think? I mean, your team has the elevator surrounded, which I'd consider a pretty big advantage.
俺にも少しくらい希望を分けてくれたっていいじゃないか。
Won't you spare me just a tiny lick of hope?
鍵を置いたよ。移動を始めよう。私お互い一歩ずつだ。
Here's the key. Let's start our exchange. Each of us will take one step at a time.
いいね。いい警戒の仕方だ。君はどんどん魅力的に育っていく。
Nice. That's why I stay on guard. Look at you growing up and learning so fast.
言われた通りにしよう。では、君が温度を取ってくれ。
We'll do it your way then. Go ahead. You start.
では、1、2、
Okay. 1, 2. As I asked of him, he closes the distance between us one step at a time, same way I do. One step, then another. My heart pounds faster and faster as we draw closer, the sweat beating on my skin. I'm not an idiot. I know he'll attack once I'm in range. He'll likely come at me with lethal force. I will my legs not to shake, forcing myself to keep one foot in front of the other. But then, my vision suddenly flickers. The knife shoots out from Renegade Detective's hand like a rocket. Oh. It hits my forehead with so much force that my entire head feels like it's flying off. My consciousness ebbs faster than I can form a single thought. Spider sense. Once I return to reality, I jerk my body to the side quickly. It's basically a glorified Spidey sense. Once I return to reality, I jerk my body to the side, quickly ducking my head so that the blade only nearly grazed the tip of my nose. That was close. I didn't expect the knife to fire at me like that. Without the denouement, there's no question I'd be dead right now.
ほら、俺の予想した通りだ。
Bravo! Just as I predicted. Suddenly, Renegade Detective is right beside me. He sticks his tongue out playfully.
今君はナイフの刃が飛ぶ前から動き出していた。このナイフの仕掛けに気づいた素振りなんて一切なかった。おかしいよね。
You dodged before the blade even came at you. But I didn't see any indication that you noticed this nice little gimmick. Bit odd, don't you think?
無能君は時折妙に勘が鋭い時があるけど、果たして何が見えているのかな。
You're really perceptive every so often. What, you get visions or something?
君も理想探偵と同様、未来が見えるんじゃないかな。
I wonder, are you able to see the future too? The way Ideal Detective could?
そんなわけがないだろう。
Yeah, right, as if. No. No, you. I make for the key to Pasha's cuffs and quickly snatch it up. Renegade Detective, on the other hand, saunters over at his leisure, placing a hand on the elevator key. Our exchange is complete, but the others are still guarding the front of the elevator. He can't get away that easily. Gotta free Posh and get us back to the lobby ASAP.
来ちゃいけませんわ。早く私から。いいえ、この部屋から離れなさい。
Don't come any closer. Get away from me. No, away from this room entirely.
家族、
What do you mean, Posh? Posh answers only with a harried expression. What's going on?
ああ、言い忘れていたわ。
Alright, I forgot to say. Renegade casually drops a horrifying fact.
彼女の手には俺とお揃いの首輪をつけてやる。何かの拍子でポンといくかもしれないよ。
I put a collar on her wrist, just like mine. Careful, or it'll go boom. So try not to set it off. What? Looking closely, I can see something wrapped around Pasha's wrist that resembles the device on Renegade's neck. No way. Is he kidding me right now?
はったりでないことはさっきの爆発でよーくわかっているだろう。
I'm not bluffing. That explosion I caused before should make that clear enough, wouldn't you say?
俺が条件を満たせば、家族ちゃんの柔らかな死体は四方八方に飛び散ることになるだろうね。
If the conditions are met, Pasha's soft, supple limbs will go flying in every direction.
やめろ。どうしてここまでひどいことができるんだよ。菊さんの言う通り、秘密探偵として実験台にされたことへの復讐なのか。
Stop it. How could you do something so awful? Was Workaholic right? Is this all revenge for what they did to you as Invisible Detective? Or Invincible Detective?
君は本気で俺がそんなつまらない理由で人を殺すと思うのか？
Revenge? Oh, please. You really think I'd kill people for a pedestrian motive like that? Renegade's eyes widen in surprise at my words.
じゃあ何なんだよ。お前はもっと理解の及ばない自由で無差別で危険なやつだって思ってたよ。
Then tell me
復
why.
讐以外にもう理由なんてないじゃないか。
Then tell me why. Thought you were unreadable, unrestrained, indiscriminate, and dangerous. What motive could you have other than revenge?
秘密警察を前身とする探偵同盟に復讐したい気持ちはわかるけど、関係ない人たちまで巻き込むのはやめろって言ってるんだ。
The DA's predecessor, Secret Police, you want revenge on them. I understand that, but stop dragging innocent bystanders into this.
君らしくもない無粋な推察はよしてくれよ。復讐なんてチャチなエンタメに興味はない。
Tisk. That's enough. Wild guessing doesn't suit you one bit. Cheap thrills like vengeance don't do a thing for me personally.
俺にとって大切なのは命を背負う行為の尊さを伝える。それ以外は二の次さ。たとえそれが俺の人生を狂わせた組織が相手であっても。
For me, it's all about taking on the precious burden of life. Everything else is secondary. Even the organization that ruined my own life.
嘘をつけ。お前は実際社畜さんを散々苦しめて復讐を果たしたじゃないか。
Liar! You targeted Workaholic and made him suffer, all so you could get back at him, didn't you?
別に復讐したつもりなんてないよ。彼が目を背けてきた自分の潰した命の重みを少し思い出させてあげただけさ。
I'm telling you, it's not about revenge, okay? I just wanted to remind him of the weight of the lives he crushed and turned his gaze from.
社畜探偵は見事鬼畜探偵としての自分を取り戻した。だから次は君の番だ。
Then, Workaholic Detective reverted oh so wonderfully to his old diabolical self. And now it's your turn, incompetent.
家族ちゃんの首輪を解除してほしければ俺を屈服させるといい。それが彼女を救う唯一の方法さ。
If you want me to remove Pasha's collar, you'll have to make me yield. It's the only way you can save her.
でも俺はそんな君に対して殺す気で抵抗する。俺を屈服させたいなら死ぬ気でかかってきない。君が隠している能力も生かしてね。
I'll resist, of course, with lethal force. Rhyming there. Bit. Want to subdue me? Then fight like mad, as if your life depends on it. Maybe use that hidden ability too.
隠している能力なんて。
Hidden ability. Has Renegade Detective realized that I'm able to use the denouement? Can't be. I mean, it took me a long time to start accepting the idea, and it's my ability. As if anyone would be so quick to believe something this far-fetched.
リーダー命令ですわ。あなたは早くお逃げなさい。
You must escape this instant. This is a direct order from your chief. Posh shouts from behind me.
探偵家業に身を投じたその瞬間から死ぬ覚悟はできていますわ。芸道探偵、あなたの計画に踊らされると思ったら大間違いですわよ。
From the moment I became a detective, I've been prepared to give my life. You've gravely mistaken if you think I'll dance in your palm, Renegade. Her expression shows no trace of sorrow or fear, even given her circumstances. Her strength of character is incredible.
ああ、いいね。さすがは家族ちゃんだ。意志がとても強くてゾクゾクするよ。
Like music to my ears. I can always count on you to be so determined, Posh. Why, it's giving me the shivers.
でも果たして無能君は見捨てられるか
But could Incompton here truly abandon you?
な仲間の命を見捨てて彼女の分まで生きていくか、それとも命を救うために自分の命を懸けるのか。まるでカルネアデスの船板の問答じゃないか。
Leave a friend to her fate and live on in her name, or risk your life in order to save that of another. A plank of Carneades situation if I ever saw one.
君はさっき自分の船板を差し出すと言っていたよね。果たして殺されかけてもこのまま自己犠牲の精神のもと家族ちゃんを救えるかな？
So, you just said you'd give up your plank, I wonder, will you be able to save Posh with that spirit of martyrdom, even in the face of death? Renegade Detective tries to provoke me. Defiantly, I glare back into his red, arrogant eyes.
勘違いするなよ。船板を差し出すとは言ったけど、自分を犠牲にするだなんて言ってない。
Don't twist my words. I just said I would offer my plank, not that I'd sacrifice myself.
誰かを犠牲にして生き残るなんてごめんだ。だからって死ぬ気もない。
I don't want to survive at someone else's expense, but that doesn't mean I want to die either. I once saw Sayaka killed right before me, while I survived. That's why I won't hesitate anymore.
どちらが生き残ったって、生き残った方は永遠に苦しみ続けるんだ。二人のうちどちらかを犠牲にしないといけないなんて悲劇、僕は絶対に認めない。
No matter who lives, the guilt falls on forever. Having to choose one person out of two to sacrifice is an undeniable tragedy, one I refuse to accept.
綺麗事だとバカにされたって、夢見すぎだと笑われたって、何を言われたって、僕は二人とも生き残る道を探し続ける。悲劇を覆してみせる。
People can say I'm stupid or overly idealistic or that my head's in the clouds. Let them. I'll find a way to save us both and reverse this tragedy.
それが僕の理想とする探偵だ。
That's what I believe an ideal detective must do.
いいね。君らしい最高の理想だ。
Yes, very nice. How wonderfully like you to be so very idealized. Renegade pokes his tongue out at me again, then draws a knife from his pocket. Its blade is a crescent flecked by bits of bright red. Renegade laps the blade like a lollipop, the droplets vanishing beneath his tongue.
最高。お菓子がいがあるよ。
Ah, the taste of defilement. There's nothing quite as sweet.
無能さん、ゲートと戦うなんておやめなさい。無能さん。
No, Incompetent, you mustn't try to fight him. Incompetent! Ignoring her pleas, I unlock the handcuffs binding her.
家族さん、危ないので離れててください。あなたのことは必ず僕が守り抜きます。
Stay back, Posh. It isn't safe. I promise I'll protect you.
無能さん。
Incompetent. Grasping the handcuffs, I turn to face Renegade. Getting a hold of these sure was a lucky break. Now I can demonstrate what my mentor taught me.
その構えは逮捕術だね。上術とは珍しい。手錠を持って初めて実力を発揮できるというわけか。
Isn't that technique used to apprehend criminals? Pulling out the old cuff foo, huh? How ironic. Handcuffs were the key to liberating you.
でも手が震えているよ。実践経験はほとんどないんじゃないかな。
Ah, but your hands are trembling. I'll bet you don't have much fighting experience.
したって無駄だろうね。その通りだよ。怖くてたまらないさ。
No point in hiding it. You're right. Honest to God, I'm terrified. I bite my arm with all my might, using the pain to forcefully stop it from shaking. Dang. Hardcore.
出るわけにはいかない。力ずくでも家族さんの首輪を解除してもらうぞ。
But I won't run away. I'll use every ounce of my strength to make you release Posh's collar.
いいね。やっぱり君は最高だ。早く楽し
Oh, yes, yes, yes. You're really something. Come on, then. Let's have some fun. My chest feels like it's about to burst. Cold sweat drips freely down my skin. If I lose focus, my legs will start wobbling.
大丈夫だよ。私がついている。
It's alright. I'm with you. Holmes moves close to my side.
さあ、
She's gonna force ghost push for me.
逆境を覆してやろうじゃないか。
Come, it's time to fight back. Let us reverse this tragedy together, you and I. My first battle for life and death begins. Oh shit, the JPEGs are moving. Using the handcuffs, I block countless knife jabs. My eyes manage to follow, but it takes everything I have to avoid them. The way each blow is aimed directly at my vitals sends chills down my spine. Fail to dodge even one, and it's all over for me.
思ったよりいい反応じゃないか。よほどいい先生に教わったらしいね。
You're doing better than I expected. Seems you're quite the mentor.
でもどこかで反撃に転じないと押し切られてしまうよ。もしかして防御しか習っていないのかな。ほらほら、手だけじゃなくて足もよく見て、よく予測して。
But you can't defend forever. I'll break through eventually. Or could it be you've only learned to defend? Come on, don't forget about your legs. Renegade Detective chats casually as he slashes about. And here I'm at my absolute limit. Just what is this guy? I'm already well aware, but this man truly has no qualms about killing, despite his constant insistence that life holds precious value. This is one person I don't think I'll ever see eye to eye with. Just one hit. I just need to get one hit in. I need to find an opening, somewhere.
隙ができたね。
You're wide open. Renegade slashes my right abdomen, and fresh blood sprays into my field of view. This is bad. I feel my consciousness slipping.
落ち着け。それはエンドシーイングで見たビジョンだ。
Stay calm. That was the denouement. Oh, Holmes' voice recenters me. That was close. That vision was so lifelike it nearly overwhelmed my senses. Right now, I can still protect my... the cut was in the right abdomen. Hiya! I'm paying attention, game. That was a paying attention check, I think. I just managed to block his attack. Without the denouement, it would have killed me. I'm glad I was able to act on it quickly enough.
いい動きをするね。ならこいつはどうかな。
Nice moves there. Shall we dance another? No time to relax. Here comes his next strike. I see it again. A future where my throat is cut clean open.
よし。見えた文字通りに行動するんだ。ワト君。
Yes, now act on that vision. Go, Watto. My throat! I mean, it's literally now. Whatever. Keeping with my vision, I parry Renegade's attack with my cuffs. Nice. That was the easiest block so far. There's no mistaking it. The denouement kicking in is no coincidence.
急に動きが良くなったね。どうしたのかな。
Your form's improved all of a sudden. What's up with that? Renegade slashes again mid-sentence. What is it? What's coming next?
慌てるな、ワト君。エンドシーイングが発動するのを待てばいい。
Don't panic, Watto. Wait for the denouement to
エ
activate.
ンドシーイングの発動条件は未来の死を感じ取ることだ。もし下道探偵の攻撃が正確に急所を狙っているとしたら、次も確実に発動する。
You must sense your own imminent demise before a premonition will be shown. Rest assured, if his strike's truly lethal, it will activate.
はい。
Right. I know Holmes speaks the truth. I soon see a vision of the knife's blade plunging straight into my chest horizontally.
ナイフを水平につくとは恐ろしいことをするね。ああすると肋骨をすり抜けて心臓を直にえぐることができるんだよ。
A thrust at that angle would be quite dreadful indeed. The knife could slip between your ribs and pierce your heart.
避けきれない。どうすれば。
I've got to dodge, but how?
避けなくてもいい。直線的な攻撃は軌道をそらせばいいんだよ。
A head-on assault simply needs to have it isn't necessary. A head-on assault simply needs to have its trajectory shifted.
実績を手錠で受け流すんだ。
Use the cuffs to deflect the blade. my heart. I'm too cowardly to see what happens if I choose the wrong thing. I don't stop the knife, but allow the tip of its blade slip through the cuffs, redirecting it. Renegade's arm is outstretched, leaving him defenseless. He leaps toward me. Now's your golden opportunity. Cuff him! As Holmes says this, I twist the handcuffs chain around his wrist, then throw all my weight into my hips and jerk sharply. Whoa. I swing my arms at full strength like a hammer thrower, leaving Renegade off balance as he's caught in the shackles. Then, I slam his body into the nearby table. He rolls to the floor among the broken table legs. While keeping my eyes trained on him, I steady my ragged breaths. Huff huff. Blood drips from my nose. With my vision swimming and my head pounding, I barely stop myself from crying out in pain. You're definitely not well. You've witnessed your own death so many times in a short period. It's no wonder the side effects are so severe. Are you able to move? Yeah, I'll manage. Let's type Renegade Detective before he comes to. Use Techie Shakiwaki. Utilize Shakiwaki. Following Holmes' suggestion, I begin to take the stun gun out of my pocket, but then... Oh shit. Now I see. So you can only dodge lethal attacks, hmm? The voice coming from the ground chills me to the bone. Crap. Thinking fast, I try to jump back, but it's one moment too late. Renegade's knife penetrates my right thigh. Oh. Yep. Seems you couldn't dodge that one. I back away quickly to inspect my wounded leg. I'm still able to move it, and it hasn't gone numb, but even so, the situation is dire. Yeah, that was a close one. Got a lot more fight in you than I realized. Renegade climbs to his feet unsteadily. His eyes are unfocused, fixed on empty space instead of me. He'd already lost an arm before my surprise attack hit him hard. It's clear he's at his limit. Come on, let up already. Lose any more blood and you're going to die for real. Ah, true. Ah, true. After losing my arm, that floaty kind of feeling's only gotten worse. Almost like it's telling me it's time, you know? Then take it as a sign and quit already. Why are you so obsessed with me? Can't help it. You know how long I've waited for this moment? To figure out ideal detective's abilities? Oh God. Chill. After my graceless defeat and capture at Holmes' hand, I've been tingling ever since. Oh, how long I've waited this, the climax. Oh, he's about to bust a nut, dude. I found the final piece of a lifelong puzzle. You think I won't put it in place? Of course I will. More and more, let me savor every last bit. Renegade grins madly, not bothering to wipe the blood dripping from his mouth. The man before me terrifies me to the core. How does someone become so twisted? The extent of his depravity is so extreme, I can't help but wonder what brought him to this point.
まずいな。下道探偵のやつエンドシーンの特性を読み解いたみたいです。
Oh no, it appears Renegade has figured out how the denouement functions.
まさかあいつは僕がみんなを使えることを知らないはずでしょ。
But how? He shouldn't even know I can use this ability.
やつ
No, he...
分かっている。君のその目は未来を見ることができるんだ。
Don't you know I have you figured out? You can see the future with those eyes of yours, can't you? His words leave me tongue-tied. For a moment, I think he may be up to his usual tricks, but I don't get the sense that he's joking. Don't tell me he actually...
別に大した話じゃない。世界でも数えるほどしかいない異能者。理想探偵の話は界隈では有名だからね。
It wasn't that difficult. I mean, there are many superhumans around like Ideal Detective. Her abilities are famous. Popular topic at that.
その力を恐れたからこそ、俺の所属する明けぬ夜は組織で理想探偵の排除に取り掛かったのさ。
Wary of her power, the Dayless Knight, the group I belong to, sought to remove her from the equation.
もっとも、その原理は知られていなかったし、君という後継者の存在に気づいているのも俺だけだけど。
Of course, the exact workings of that ability were unknown, and I'm the only one who's noticed she found a successor. You.
有名な話まさかそんな
They're famous? Is all of that true?
事実だよ。トップシークレットだから探偵同盟の中でも知る者は少ないけどね。
It is. That said, my ability was top secret, so few are cognizant of the details even within the DA.
下道探偵が言った以上、明けぬ夜が本気で私一人を殺しにかかったことは事実なのだろう。まったく困ったものだ。
Indeed, it's quite likely the Dayless Knight was after my life. Goodness, what a pain they are.
それに厄介なのはエンドシーイングの原理を奴に悟られてしまったことだ。
What really troubles me, however, is the fact he's discovered how the denouement is triggered.
俺はこの数年間ずーっと理想探偵の能力の謎を追っていた。彼女が死んだ時、もうその秘密は紐解けないのかと心底落ちた。
I've been working all these years trying to unravel the mystery of Ideal's power. When she died, I thought that was that. I was devastated.
でもそんな俺の前に君という救いの神が現れた。君は理想探偵によく似た目をし、同じように熱い正義感を燃やし、俺を大いに楽しませてくれた。
But like a messiah, you appeared before me. Your expression is just like hers, incompetent, burning with justice. It's been a joy to see.
すぐに分かったよ。君は理想探偵と同じ力を持った後継者。君こそが俺に同じ興奮を与えてくれる新たなホームズだとね。
I realized at once that you took up her mantle and hold the same powers. That you're my new homes, come to throw me just the same.
なぜ俺は彼女に勝てなかったのか。なぜあそこまで神がかった推理ができたのか。なぜいつも俺の攻撃を避けることができたのか。その答えはただ一つ。
Why couldn't I best her? How could she make such incredible leaps of logic? How could she always evade me? There's only one explanation.
ホームズは自分の死の運命を見抜くことができたからだ。ようやくだ。ようやく分かり合えたね。マイホームズ。
Holmes had the power to see her fate and foretell her own demise. Finally, I've finally solved it, my dear Holmes. Renegade cackles maniacally. I'm unable to shake the feeling that my ability has been revealed to the worst possible person. Yet again, I can only consider what a monster this individual truly is.
無能さん、そのような妄言を真に受けちゃいけませんわよ。 この男は狂っておりますわ。
Incompetent, you mustn't buy into his nonsense. Do you hear me? That man is deranged.
さて、君にとっては残念なお知らせだ。悪いな。もう君は未来を読むことはできない。
Well, bad news for you. Sadly, you won't be able to read the future anymore. Ignoring Pasha's yells, Renegade speaks to me.
君の力はよーく分かった。死を予知する君に致命傷を与えようとするのは賢くない。死なない程度に削いでいくのが最適解だ。
I know all about your power. If you can sense death, a fatal wound won't cut it. So instead, why don't I slice you up until you're clinging to life?
俺は今から君の体を死ぬギリギリまで削いであげる。
Time to get excited, because I'm about to carve you within an inch of your life. Renegade readies his knife and approaches me with a wicked grin. The next moment, I feel my right arm get sliced open. Huh.
やっぱり解決の糸口を見つけた時の快感は命を奪う時とはまた違う快感があるね。
No, this is fun. It's true. Solving a mystery feels so good. Different from the pleasure of taking a life. That's why I'm hooked on detective work. He comes closer, waving the knife to and fro. This is bad. Still haven't thought of a way to counter him. What do I do? What do I do? I fail to block him. My arm is gashed open. Next, my leg. And then, my shoulder. Uh-oh. Oh, what have we... God, what... could you believe... The one... Like, an interesting thing this game could do is actually kill off Incompetent, and then I somehow take control of, like, another character as, like, the main character for... to the end of the game or something. I don't believe the game has the balls for that, but... that would at least be somewhat interesting, right? Unable to stand, I crumple to my knees. It hurts. My wounds are burning as if they're on fire. Can't keep my head straight through the intense searing pain. My consciousness begins to slip, and my vision grows cloudy. Can't find the strength to stand. Everything's fuzzy. Incompetent, pick yourself up. You can still get away. Watto, steel yourself and focus.
もう終わりかい？では次は家族ちゃんで楽しませてもらうとするかな。
Done so soon. Guess it's Pasha's turn to play then. Their voices sound distant now. I'm soaked in hot sweat. It mingles with my blood, making my whole body feel like a thick puddle of liquid. But this sensation is familiar. That's right. How could I have forgotten for so long? It hurts. I'm burning up. It's horrific. It's miserable. It's cold. It's frustrating. I'm angry, enraged, yelling, crying, praying, hoping, begging, envious. But above all, I can't forgive my helplessness. I've been in this exact situation in the past. Yeah. I finally remember. I really have felt this all before. Well, I'm walking through the labyrinth with Saika. This is already my third time. I've gotten pretty used to it, so our progress is much faster than before. But I sense something's different than usual. That something's not quite right. I scan our surroundings carefully until I notice the air right in front of us gently quivering like the air around a lit burner. Saika, hide. There's something here. Really? But I don't see anything. I mean, I can't either, but I can feel it. If we keep going, we'll die. That's when it started. From that moment on, I occasionally see glimpses of future tragedies that could occur. No matter what trap I encounter in that maze, I always manage to slip through. Since I always go out of my way to help the others subjected to the experiments, they've given me the ridiculous nickname Ideal Detective. Before I even realize it, I'm consistently leading and directing the other survivors. Until that fateful day arrives. The day I witnessed Saika's death. It If we take on the maze again, Saika will die. I can only see how these tragedies play out. Don't know how to stop these visions from becoming reality. I think, and think, and think some more, until I finally make up my mind.
サイカちゃん、一緒にここから逃げ出そう。
Saika, let's escape from here, together.
一体どうやって？あの迷路にいる間、私たちはずっとカメラで見られているのに。
Huh? But how? There are cameras watching us all the time we're in the maze. Saika's worry shows in her voice. I've got to be the hero she sees me as. Yes, I've got to be a great detective like the legendary Sherlock Holmes.
なーに、初歩的なことだよ、サイカちゃん。
Come on, it's elementary, my dear Saika. I imitate our beloved Sherlock, hoping to inspire trust.
カメラで見られているということは、何かあった時にカメラで見ている奴らが通るための道が隠されているということさ。
If they're watching us with cameras, that means there must be secret passages for the staff to use when something goes wrong.
実は手がかりも見つけてあってね。隙を見てその道へ逃げ込めば、僕らは逃げられるはずだよ。
I already found some clues hinting at this, so if we can find an opening to access one of these paths, we should be able to escape.
すごい。やっぱりワト君はすごいよ。
Wow, you really are amazing, Watto. Saika beams happily. That's a relief. Seems that helped to put her mind at ease a bit. Good. This is the only way we're going to pull this off. In all honesty, I'm terrified. Even if we manage to find a passage, who knows what we might run into. Still, this is my only hope of saving her.
この僕、理想探偵に任せてよ、サイカちゃん。
Okay, Saika, leave it to me, the ideal detective.
僕がこの手でどんな悲劇だって覆してみせるよ。約束する。
No matter what happens, I'll reverse this tragedy. I promise you that. Yeah! Okay, I need to go get some more water, so I'm gonna actually throw a BRB here really quick. I will be back shortly. Give me a few minutes. Alright, back to the creepy music. Back. Alright, and so the time came to put our plan into action. I'd accidentally hit circle, I think, and I thought it was going to advance the text, but it just clears the box. Just as we hoped, we find a hidden path and follow it to a location we'd regularly never be able to access. But soon, there's a mech we've never seen before. Unlike the rest, this one pursues us relentlessly, no matter how hard we try to shake it. Watto, why is it following us like this? I quickly shield Saika, taking a direct slash from the red machine's blade. I can feel my body rapidly losing blood. The fresh cut burns like I've been set on fire. My chest grows heavy as a chill comes over me. Even in my young mind, I recognize that this must be what dying feels like. Sorry, Saika. I couldn't protect you. Why are you saying sorry? I should be the one apologizing. If only I'd been as strong as you, this never would have happened. I hear Saika's distraught voice as my consciousness fades. Tears stream down her face as she stares at me. Then the tears suddenly stop. Hey, you can hear me, right? You're watching us, aren't you? I don't care what you do to me. I'll hand myself over to you completely. So please, save Watto. I'll even take his place. I'll become the ideal detective. I can distinctly make out Saika's words. Not only that, but her determination. No, she can't do that. No, she can't shoulder everything in my place. That shouldn't be an option here. I make an effort to extend my nearly bloodless hand towards Saika. She takes it in hers, flashes a wide grin, and speaks to me directly. It'll be fine. It's me we're talking about. I never had anything. My parents abandoned me when I was born. I was cut off from my older brother too. I didn't think I had a place anywhere. But you alone protected me, Watto. So, decide to protect you too. I can't keep talking all kitty-like. I've got to get stronger. Be stronger. From here on, I am ideal detective. Farewell, Watto. My consciousness whites out again. When I come to, the enemy is before me. Well then, it's about time I took off one of those feet. Renegade lifts his knife with a grin. Give me your feet. I move in with a flash and manage to catch his blade with the handcuffs. Wait, you're even faster now? What's the deal? Aren't you supposed to be dying? This is nothing. Rather, I realize I've been holding back up till now. Warmth slowly returns to my chilled, anemic body. Now I understand why Holmes, no, Saika, had been so evasive about our past. It's only natural.
わりになってくれたおかげで助かりましただなんて。それ以来あなたの代わりとして生きてますだなんて言えるわけがない。
As if she could just say something like I was saved because I took your place, or I've been living in your stead ever since. Of course, she'd feel driven by guilt. No way she'd be able to share any of that with me. She's been protecting me from the very start.
僕の記憶に焼き付いていたあのサイカちゃんはエンドシーイングで予知した光景だったんだね。
Of course.
どうして
That
今まで気づかなかったんだろう。
that image of Saika that had been burned into my mind, it was a denouement vision all along. Why didn't I realize it sooner?
独り言を言い始めてどうしたのかな。まさか血を流しすぎて幻覚を見たとか。
What's with the soliloquy? Starting to lose it from all that blood loss?
そうだよ。
Uh-huh. That's right. With his knife still trapped, I rammed the tip of my foot into Renegade's unguarded stomach. He gasped from the impact. It's a direct hit. He backs off a little before readying his knife once again. Though his expression doesn't change, sweat gathers at his brow.
ようやく俺を殺す気でかかってくれる覚悟ができたのか。
I'm relieved. You're finally fighting with the intent to kill me, aren't you?
でたまるか。
You really think I'd stoop so low?
誰の命だって見捨てたりしない。
I refuse to take a life.
お前みたいな下道だってね。
I was drinking water. I refuse to take a life, even from a renegade like you.
つくづく甘ちゃんだね。
Well, isn't that sweet?
最後の警告だ。殺す気で決める。命を背負う覚悟の話。俺は止められない。
This is your final warning. Fight like you want to kill me. You can't stop me until you're ready to take responsibility for the life of another. Renegade contorts his body and swings the knife down toward me. Another non-lethal attack only meant to hurt me. Denouement won't allow me to read it. But there's a hole in his offense. I take the cuffs that I'd only been gripping in front of me so far and forcefully swing them backwards. Oh, look at this. You're not gonna block? Face to face. Face to face! As he guns for me, I bring the handcuffs down on him with all my might. Renegade Detective's knife nicks my shoulder, drawing more blood. At the same time, however, my fist strikes his forehead, flinging him into a nearby bookshelf. Just as planned. If I tried to block, there's no way I could have read his movements. But since he wasn't trying to kill me, I didn't need to stop him. Renegade picks himself up shakily, swaying a bit as he stands. My hit clearly dealt some damage.
驚いたよ。俺に殺す気がないからって、まさか切られること前提で反撃に転じるなんてね。
Wasn't expecting that. To think you knew I wasn't going for the kill, so you struck back even when it meant you'd get sliced too.
お前や社畜さんが言う通り、確かに僕は甘いよ。誰かの命を奪う覚悟も勇気もない臆病者だ。でも
You and Workaholic are right. Maybe I am too nice. I'm a coward who isn't prepared to take the life of another. But even so, I've been grappling with the idea this whole time. In order to stop someone dangerous, is it truly necessary to kill, to end their life? But now I finally found my answer.
でも命をかけて守る覚悟ならある。
Even so, I'm ready to put my life on the line to protect all that I can.
下道探偵、お前は何としてでも絶対に僕の手で止めてみせる。
Renegade Detective, no matter what you do, I swear to put an end to this myself.
ワト君。
Wado. From beside me, Saika calls out my name. She can read my mind, so she must realize without me saying anything. I've remembered it all, including the reality that 10 years ago, Saika saved my life by taking the title of ideal detective herself.
まさか救えなかったどころか、サイカちゃんを犠牲にして生き残っていたなんてね。
This whole time, I thought I failed to rescue her, but in a way, I'd actually sacrificed Saika in order to survive. I feel a tinge of despair at how conveniently I twisted my memories.
でも落ち込んでいる暇なんてないんだ。
Still, there's no time to wallow. I speak as if trying to convince myself. That's right, what I need to do now is stop the menace in front of me. As the original ideal detective, this is my duty.
やっぱり半端じゃダメだね。もう一度殺す気でナイフを振るうことにするよ。
Turns out half-assed measures won't cut it. Time to do what I was doing before, aiming to kill.
君の余地は体に相当な負担があるようだけど、俺の体力とどちらが持つかな。
Your predictions seem like they take a toll, though. Wonder who will hold out longer. As declared, Renegade Detective draws near me with his knife at the ready. If he's set on using lethal force, I should be able to use a denouement. Our next exchange might be the deciding factor. For now, I just need to hang in there and trust I'll find the chance to counter him. Left. He's going left. Left! I prepare for the strike and move my cuffs to the left. Ka-chink! Clash of metal makes my ears ring. If I hadn't done it, if I hadn't seen the future, my ear would have been cut clean off. Another from the left. No, wait. It's a feint. He's coming from the right. Right! Oh, it's like, how do you do combat in a text-based visual novel? I don't let his feint fool me, and instead manage a right-hand block with my cuffs. But the shock of the blow is more than I can handle, forcing one of my knees to the floor. Without pause, Renegade Detective hunches down and slips past my guard. No way he'd miss an opportunity like this.
久しぶりに楽しかったね。バイバイ。
I've had this much fun in a long time, incompetent. Anyway, bye-bye. Bye-bye. The knife is thrust straight toward me. In my current position, there's no escape. This won't be easy to fend off. But that's fine by me. With him stabbing directly at me, I know exactly what to do. Beg for my life. With him stabbing directly at me, I know exactly what to do. Probably not get stabbed on purpose. I'm gonna attack with Shocky Walkie. I take the friend from my pocket and aim it directly at Renegade. Wait, that's...
行動を誘導するコツは分かりやすいゴールを用意してあげること。
Beg for your life. The key to manipulating others is to provide a clear-cut objective. That's what you said, isn't it? I took a knee on purpose. In this position, my aim is more stable, but most importantly, drew my enemy closer of his own accord. Attacking with a knife brought him within 2 meters, the range of my weapon.
お前の負けだ。止まらないで撃つ。
It's over. Stop or I'll shoot. Renegade ignores my warning and lunges forward. Without hesitation, I pull the trigger.
決闘探偵。
Renegade! Upon taking the shot, I hear gunpowder ignite. Oh, going down. The spikes shoot from the chamber and bore into Renegade's stomach. His entire body convulses wildly. His tall frame leans, but doesn't fall. He advances, erratic step after erratic step, grinning as he peers down at me. Down he goes.
よく引き金が引けたね。俺が感電死してしまわないか心配じゃなかったのかい。
You actually pulled the trigger. Weren't you worried I'd get electrocuted to death? As if a bastard like you would die from a stun gun. I almost voiced a thought, but managed to stop myself. He's lost an arm and a substantial amount of blood. His body just took a huge shock, and yet he's still standing, stubbornly pursuing the ideal detective. I'm struck by a feeling when I consider that his life has also been upended by an ideal detective. Not sympathy or kinship, but something else. So, out of earshot, I whispered to him quietly.
答え合わせをしてあげるよ。僕は、いや僕たちは、お前の推理通り死が見える。
I'll check your answers for you. I, no, we, can sense death just as you suspected.
だから、引き金を引いたって死なないことは分かってたんだ。これで、ラストピースとやらはハマったか。
That's how I knew pulling this trigger wouldn't kill you. Does that work for your final piece or whatever?
そうか。俺の推理は当たってたのか。
Huh. So my theory was right. He laughs for a few moments, then lets out a sigh of contentment. He looks deeply satisfied, his crazed expression replaced with utter calm.
感謝するよ、無能君。なくしたはずのピースを最高の形で見つけた気分だ。今夜は本当に久しぶりにゆっくりと眠れそうだよ。
Thanks, incompetent. I found my missing piece in the best way possible. For once, I get the feeling I'm gonna sleep well tonight. Boom. The man lurches forward, toppling to the ground. His talking stopped abruptly, but I can hear him breathing, so he should still be alive. It's over at last. With a heavy exhale, I finally relax my tensed up muscles.
そのままずっと眠っててくれ。
You just sleep tight down there. I clench my trembling fists and suck air into my empty lungs, feeling as though I've been brought back from the dead. Compared to Renegade Detective, I'm definitely worse for wear. He had me at every turn. I only won thanks to his carelessness, but otherwise, he definitely would have killed me. Still, I can't help but feel proud of myself. I survived my first ever life or death fight.
素晴らしい活躍でしたわよ、無能さん。
Incompetent, you were magnificent.
家族さん。
Posh. Posh's eyes brim with tears as she scrambles across the room to me.
離れてください。汚いですよ。僕、今血だらけですから。
I'm a mess, so you better stay back. There's blood everywhere.
名誉の負傷でしょ。汚れることなど全然気になりませんわ。
Those wounds are badges of honor. The mess won't bother me one bit.
さあ、早く傷の手当てをしましょう。もう血が止まりかけていますし、見た目よりは軽傷なのでしょうけどね。
Come, let's get you patched up right away. Thankfully, the bleeding's about stopped, though likely not as deep as they look.
あ、そうだ。その前に早く首輪の解除方法を聞き出さないと。
Oh, before that, we need to figure out how to remove that collar thing.
解除方法なんて必要ないよ。
No need for that. Huh? Still lying on the floor, Renegade rolls over on his back before continuing.
起爆方法は分かったんだけど、肝心な装着方法が分からなくてね。家族ちゃんの腕にそれっぽく巻くので精一杯だったのさ。
I know how to detonate it, but not how it's actually attached. All I did was wrap it onto her and make it look the part.
だから外そうと思えば簡単に外せるよ。まあ俺が脅しに脅したからそんな余裕はなかったと思うけどね。
It'll come right off if you try, but to be fair, with all my threats earlier, we weren't really in the position to risk it before.
なんですって？タトゥーのような見た目なのに腕に巻くだけだなんて変だとは思っていましたわ。
I beg your pardon? Though, I did find it odd how you wound it around my arm despite resembling a tattoo.
じゃあ、最初から僕を本気にさせるためのハッタリだったのか。
You mean to say you were bluffing all along?
いい演技だったろ。昔から演じるのは得意だったんだ。
Award-winning performance, no. I've always been a talented actor. Despite our battle in full blast from the stun gun, Renegade hops to his feet, looking totally unconcerned. I take a defensive stance out of reflex, but Renegade Detective raises an empty left palm as if to signify his surrender.
安心してくれ。なんとか体は動くけど抵抗する力は残っちゃいないよ。
Relax. I can move, sure, but I don't have the strength to fight back.
それに無能くん、君は期待以上の成長を見せてくれた。君がいかに多くの命を背負う存在かをやっと思い出してくれた。
Anyway, you've grown way more than I anticipated, Incompetent. You finally remember just how many lives are your responsibility.
今俺はとても満たされた心地でいる。しばらくは何もせず、ゆっくりとこの心地に浸りたい気分だよ。
I feel so whole. I don't want to do anything else for a good while. I just want to soak this all in.
あなた本当に救いようがないド変態ですわね。
Revolting. You're vile beyond salvation.
まさか一連の行動は無能さを目覚めさせることだけが目的だったんですの？
You mean to say that everything you did was purposely intended to jog Incompetent's memory?
その通りさ。君の過去は知っていたからね。理想探偵の命を背負うことができれば、きっと大いに成長すると思っていたんだよ。
Sure was. I knew your past, Incompetent. I was positive your growth would be explosive if you managed to take responsibility for Ideal's life.
どうしてそこまで命を背負うことにこだわるんだよ。
Why do you care so much about others bearing the burden for stuff like that? True to his name, Renegade really is a man going against the system. Even so, I can sense how unwavering his convictions are. I can't help but ask him, this person who's caused me so much suffering, how he came to hold such strong beliefs.
下道探偵、お前の語るその信念はこの島での経験と何か関係があるのか？
Renegade Detective, are your principles somehow tied to what you went through on this island?
自分語りの趣味はないんだけど、まあいいか。
I don't usually talk about myself, but whatever, I'll humor you.
俺を楽しませてくれたお礼だ。少しだけ昔の俺について教えてあげるよ。
Consider it thanks for indulging me earlier. Let me tell you a tale from way back when.
俺は何より伝統を重んじる家系の生まれでね。生まれついての個人主義者である俺は異端に思われたらしい。それが理由でホームズと同じように機密警察に実験台として提供されたそうだ。
My family prized tradition overall, so from day one, my individuality was like heresy. Apparently, that's why they gave me to the SP like Holmes' parents.
この島での実験では例の迷宮に何度潜ったかな。昔のことだから記憶が曖昧だけど、目の前でたくさんの命が失われていったことはよく覚えてる。
How many times did I go through that maze for their experiments? It was so long ago, my memory's fuzzy, but I remember seeing all those kids die.
初めは取り合いになっていた牢屋のベッドが余り始めた頃、俺はどんな試練からも生き残る異常な5人のうちの1人だと称賛されていた。
Cell beds we fought over at first outnumbered us in time. At that point, I was hailed as one of the 5 gifted subjects who could survive any trial.
不滅探偵と呼ばれ、命がけの実験を繰り返されるうちに察していったよ。このままでは最後の1人になるまで実験は続いていくだけだと思う。
They called me Invincible Detective. During our repeated life-threatening experiments, I realized it wouldn't stop until only one of us was left.
そして思ったのさ。ここで俺が死ねば、これまで散っていった命まで無駄になる。逆に言えば、俺さえ生き残ればみんなの死にも意義が生まれるとね。
So I figured, if I died there, all the lives lost would have gone to waste. Basically, even as a sole survivor, I could give their lives meaning.
それで脱走したのか？
So, that's when you escaped?
ああ、残念ながら全員揃っての脱出とはいかなかったけどね。
Yep, not with everybody else though, sad to say.
なんてむごい話ですの。
Oh, what a truly dreadful story.
すべての元凶はやはり探偵同盟の前身である 秘密警察ですのね。
So the DA's predecessor, the secret police, was behind everything after all? Having heard Renegade Detective's story, Posh's expression has grown somber. It's easy to sympathize with his experience, and I accept how it would shape his beliefs. But even so...
お前のルーツはよくわかった。
Renegade, I understand where you're coming from now.
その信念を他の人にまで押し付けるなよ。別に誰しもが他の人の命を背負う必要なんてないじゃないか。
But you can't push your beliefs on others. Do you really think everyone has to bear responsibility for the lives around them?
嫌だね。たとえ神が相手であろうと俺は俺を裏切らない。信念に基づいて他の人にも命を背負ってもらう。
That always catches me drinking water. Alright, good. Here's the thing, even if I'm spitting in the face of God, I won't betray my principles. I'll follow them and make others do the same.
俺の信念を君が受け入れないように。君の正義もまた俺には受け入れがたいのさ。俺は今回と同じ状況が幾千回繰り返されようとも変わらない自信がある。
You won't accept my beliefs just as I won't accept your sense of justice. We could do this 1,000 times over and nothing would change.
僕だって同じだ。けど探偵、お前が犯行を繰り返すなら何度だって幾千回だって止めてやる。
I agree with you there. Repeat your misdeeds 1,000 times if you want. Promise to stop you each and every time.
青いね。青くて甘くてやわすぎ。まるで触れれば実の潰れる果実だ。
Still so green around the ears. Green, sweet, and all too tender. Like an unripened fruit that'll bruise at a touch.
でもそれでいい。それでこそ俺は君にそそられる。君の探偵としての成長を心から願っている。無能探偵。
But fine by me. That's what gets me tingling, after all. With all of my heart, I pray your growth continues, incompetent detective. Neither of us says another word. We're both in silent agreement. The fact of the matter is, he and I will never see eye to eye.
まったく無意味に疲れたったらありゃしませんわ。早く下道探偵を縛って皆さんの待つロビーへ向かいましょう。
Good heavens, are you quite finished with your flim-flam yet? Tie up that scoundrel so we can return to the lobby. Toot de sweet. Toot de swoop. I don't know how to say that. Tout de swit. It's probably said a certain way. Posh sighs in exasperation, but at the very next moment.
なんですのいきなり。
Whoa, what is going on? What in the world is going on?
落ち着いて。きっとただの停電だよ。
Calm down. I'm sure the power just went out. I take out my D-pad and toggle on its flashlight. When I point the light forward, I notice that Renegade Detective has disappeared. He should have been standing right in front of me.
下道探偵がいない。
Renegade Detective's gone.
どういうことですの？
Pardon? How is that possible? I arc the light across the entire room, but no one's here aside from Posh and me. Could it be that he intentionally planned this outage in order to make his escape?
きっと逃げ出したんだ。追いましょう。
He must have fled. Let's go after him.
このおバカさん。この暗がりで行動だなんて命知らずにも程がありますわ。罠が張ってあれば一瞬で南無阿弥陀仏かもしれませんのよ。
You bumbling oaf. Moving about in this darkness would be horrendously reckless. Come across a trap and it'll be the pearly gates for us.
それを言うなら織田仏じゃ。
You mean the pearly gates?
いいからこちらへ来なさい。背中合わせとなって周囲に注意を払いますわよ。
Same difference. Now come here. Stand back to back with me and pay close attention to our surroundings.
はい。
Gotcha. As directed, I turn my back against Posh's. We scan the area with our D-pad flashlights. As expected, there's no sign of anyone.
油断してはなりませんわよ。追うのは目が慣れてからでよろしいのですわ。
You mustn't get careless now, understood? We can give chase once our eyes have adjusted to the darkness.
そうですね。 ごめんなさい。
Right. Sorry. I contemplate how much growing I still have to do as a detective when suddenly the lights come back on. Of course, there's still no trace of Renegade Detective. We need to pursue him right away. But then, in a piercingly shrill tone, a bell sounds off. Huh?
無能さん、こっちですわ。 やっぱり
Oh
非
shit!
常ベルの音だったようですわね。
Oh fuck. This way, incompetent. It appears an emergency alarm has been triggered. Huh? That's... As the alarm continues to ring, we're confronted with a shocking sight that makes us convulse in horror. Oh... Workaholic droops limply, handcuffed to a pipe extending from the fire extinguisher. His entire body is soaked. Countless lacerations cover him like a torture victim.
社畜さん、これは何があったんですの？
Workaholic, what on earth happened here? He doesn't respond to our cries. Could it be?
目に刺し傷がありますけど、軽傷です。中を確認しましょう。
His chest has been stabbed, but the wounds aren't deep. Check for pulse. Workaholic held his ground against Renegade Detective. There's no way he could die like this. I hurried to take his pulse. However...
待って、無能君。今社畜さんに触れるのは危険だよ。
Incompetent, stop! It's too dangerous to touch him! Huh? What? Doleful sprints towards me, but he's too late. I've already made contact with Workaholic's body. Pain immediately racks me like flames on my skin. What is this?
見て、むき出しの電線が配管に触れてる。高圧の電流が手錠を伝って社畜さんの体に感電してるんだよ。
Look, there's a bare electrical wire touching the pipe. Workaholic was electrocuted by the high voltage running through the cuffs.
そんな。じゃあ、社畜さんはもう。
Really? So he's already...
まだわからないわ。今の無能ちゃんの反応からしてそこまで高電圧じゃないはず。
Oh, we don't know that for sure. The way Incompetent reacted, the current doesn't seem to be all that powerful.
感電時間が短ければ助かるわ。早く社畜ちゃんから手錠を外しちゃいましょう。
We can still save him if it was just a shock. Let's get those cuffs off of him quick. Gourmet takes a fork from her pocket, raises it high up, and slashes the chain connecting the handcuffs to the pipe in one stroke.
これで社畜ちゃんに触れられるわね。早く心臓マッサージを。
Now we can touch him. Quick, he needs CPR.
これは。
Ooh, what happened? Bookworm and Techie join us. I run to Techie to see if he has anything to help.
科学君、ちょうどよかった。社畜さんが大変なんだ。AED のようなものはないかな。
Techie, we need you. Workaholic is in trouble. Do you have a defibrillator or anything like that?
もちろんあります。救命遊具11君を取り出すので待っていてください。
Of course, just a moment. I'll get Zippy Zappy, my life-saving friend. Oh, Zippy Zappy. I borrowed Techie's tool and put everything I have into getting Workaholic's heart back in rhythm. It shouldn't have been long since he was shocked. We can still make it. There's still time, I'm sure of it.
お次は何なんですの？
Oh, what is it this time?
今の音、上からしたよね。
That noise. It was above us, right?
まさかエレベーターで何かが起きたんじゃないですかと少女は今起こり得る可能性に言及する。
Did something happen to the elevator? Asked the girl, referring to what very well may have just occurred.
忘れていましたわ。そういえばゲート探偵がエレベーターの鍵を持ったまま逃走中なんですのよ。
I'd completely forgotten. Didn't Renegade Detective still have the elevator key with him when he escaped?
僕は心臓マッサージを続けます。皆さんはエレベーターの確認をお願いします。
I'll keep trying to resuscitate him. The rest of you, go inspect the elevator.
そうするしかないようですわね。飛脚さん、ついてらっしゃい。
Tisk. That appears to be our only option. Come along, Doleful.
私も家族ちゃんについていくわ。科学ちゃんと文学ちゃんは残って無能ちゃんのお手伝いをお願いできるかしら。
I'll go with you too, Posh. Techie, Bookworm, can you stay and help Incompetent?
はい。
Of course.
無能探偵 疲れたら交代するのでいつでも言ってください。少女は自身の体力を不安視しながらも言った。
Incompetent detective. If you grow tired, let me know and I'll take over, the girl said, lack of faith in her physical strength notwithstanding.
ありがとう。みんなも気をつけてね。
Thanks. Be careful, everyone.
社畜さん、聞こえたら返事をしてください。社畜さん。
Workaholic, if you can hear me, say something. Workaholic! I call out to him as I repeatedly administer the AED to his heart. But time passes, and his eyes don't stir even once.
社畜さん、お願いします。目を開けてください。あなたには家族もいるはずでしょう。
Workaholic, wake up, I'm begging you. You have a family waiting, don't you?
目を開けてくださいよ。社畜さん、社畜さん。
Open your eyes, please, Workaholic. Workaholic!
心臓
So
マ
we
ッ
gotta
サージ
figure
を
out who would
始め
have
てか
been
ら
able to kill Workaholic. I
すで
mean,
に10分以上。
the amount of culprits at this point is so
諦めま
slim.
しょう。
Potential culprits, I
少
should
女
say.
は心苦しく思いながらも言った。
It's been over 10 minutes since resuscitation began. We should stop, the girl said remorsefully.
たとえ医師がいても諦める状態です。これ以上はもう。
Even a doctor would have called it by now. There's nothing more to be done.
そんな。
No. 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 My legs give out as I sink to the floor. I had finally decided to protect the lives of others to the very best of my ability. But the moment Workaholic gave me a chance to put my words into action, he died. What a bitter, darkly ironic end. Apart from the stab wounds on his chest, his body remains untouched, making it harder to accept as reality. Was he really murdered?
誰がこんなひどい真似をしたって言うんだ。
Who would do something so awful?
もう生き残りは僕たちしかいません。なら犯人の候補は一人じゃないですか。
I can go until we get to the point where it's right before it sets us up for the investigation section. It's pretty easy to tell they kind of start setting it up. And so that we save right before basically having to do the investigation. That's probably the best. I think that was like the best thing we'd done the last couple of chapters or so. We're the only survivors left now, which means there's only one person who could be the culprit, right? That's right. There's no doubt about it. The electrocution caused the alarm, which occurred when the power returned. So Workaholic was killed when the tripped breakers were reset. All of us were with somebody else. That leaves only one candidate who could have set this trap.
またお前なのか。下道探偵。
It was him again. Renegade detective. No, that's too obvious of an answer. The timing with which the breakers tripped was too perfect. He planned from the start to escape under the cover of darkness while killing Workaholic at the same time.
もしやこの場所に私たちを引き寄せるのが目的なのでは。下道探偵もエレベーターの修理を待っていた一人なのですよね。と少女は問いかける。
Could it have been his plan to lure us here? Renegade detective was waiting for the elevator to be repaired, was he not? The girl asked.
確かに。
Yeah. What Bookworm says makes sense. Even with the key, he couldn't use it while so many of us were camped out in front of the elevator. What if he's using Workaholic's corpse and the alarm to distract us?
先ほどの爆弾は下道探偵が自分の使い終えたエレベーターを破壊した音かもしれません。
That explosion could have been Renegade detective destroying the elevator after he finished using it.
僕らもエレベーターの前に戻ろう。状況を確認しないと。
Let's get back over there. We gotta find out what's going on. I take the lead as we head over to where the others are waiting in front of the elevator. An unthinkable sight awaits us when we arrive at the elevator. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I saw the... Oh, God. Huh?
なんだよ。これ。
What happened? The elevator's stuck, its door slightly ajar. Blood drips from the gap like a tap left running. Against my will, the overwhelming stench of blood forces me to imagine what tragedy could have transpired inside.
エレベーターが正常に動作していたので、この階へと呼んでみたらこうなっていたのですわ。
Elevator was functioning, so I summoned it to our floor, and this is how it appeared.
内側の扉がちゃんと開かず、しかも血まみれで。
The inner doors will not budge, and everything is covered in blood.
僕らだけの力じゃ扉を開けられなかったんだ。布野くん手伝ってもらえるかな。
The three of us weren't strong enough to open it. Incompetent, could you help us out?
もちろんだよ。
Yes, of course. We all grab the gates and pull with our combined strength. The metal scrapes along as it gradually shifts. The more the gap widens, the more blood spills out. It's like opening a portal to hell. I don't want to look, but I can't bring myself to avert my eyes. Once we forcefully pry the gates apart, a swirl of emotions assails me. Dedge. Hey. A headless corpse tumbles out of the open elevator. Oh, they don't want to show me the neck without a head. Blood flows from the stump of its neck. I know I've seen this body before. That body, those clothes, could it be? Double murder is crazy. Renegade detective?
なんですって？芸道さんは社畜さんを殺した犯人のはずでしょ？どうして殺されているんですの？
What? But Renegade killed Workaholic, did he not? So why is Renegade himself dead as well?
まだカモフラージュの可能性もあります。よく遺体を調べてみましょう。
Perhaps it's a decoy. We should thoroughly inspect the body.
文学さんは離れてて、僕だけ調べてみるよ。
Stay back, Bookworm. We'll take a look. We cautiously approach what appears to be Renegade Detective's remains and investigate.
首なし死体だなんて久しぶりよ。えぐいことをするわね。
I haven't seen a decapitated body in a long time. Nauseating, isn't it?
芸道探偵を失ってから意味は全然なかったはずだよ。切り残したのかな。
There wasn't a lot of time in between now and us losing sight of him. Who cut his head off and how?
きっと社畜さんが言ってた首輪が爆発したんだよ。これはさすがにひどすぎるね。
The collar Workaholic mentioned must have gone off. This is all so horrible.
さっき聞いたのは首輪の爆発音だったんですね。
So
ですが、どうして爆発を？
the question is going to become, is it as simple as they each killed each other somehow and set up each other's murder? Or is it something way more complicated? Or something even weirder, like they killed themselves each somehow, set up a way for each of them to kill each other, like not each other but themselves. I don't even know why they would do it, but so what we heard a minute ago was the collar detonating, but what caused it?
あの外道探偵がこれほどあっさり死ぬなんてなんだか信じられません。
I refuse to believe that
両
Renegade.
目を手で覆いつつ
Oh.
率直な感想を口にする。
I refuse to believe that Renegade Detective could die so easily, the girl said, sharing her candid opinion while covering both eyes with her hands. Yeah, I feel the same way. It looks like the Renegade we know so well. But without any head on this corpse, we can't tell if it's really him. Knowing him, doesn't seem impossible that he's still hiding somewhere, alive and well. And then there are further mysteries atop all of this. What? We hear a tremendous boom from above us. It feels closer than the last one, if the shaking floor is any indication. If the first explosion was a collar, then what's the second one?
この事件、妙な点が多すぎませんか？
There are too many peculiarities about all this, don't you think?
そうね。エレベーターの鍵を外道ちゃんしか持っていなかった以上、呼び出せたのは彼自身だけだわ。
Absolutely. Renegade was the only one with an elevator key, so no one other than him could have called for it.
でも、その外道ちゃんは上の階で殺された。私たち以外の誰かが地上にいたと考えるのが自然かもしれないわね。
But Renegade was killed on an upper level, so maybe it would make sense to assume someone besides us was on the surface.
僕ら以外の誰かがそれって誰なのかな。まさかずっと地上の研究棟で誰かが上がってくるのを待っていたの。
Someone besides us? But who? Were they in the research facility above ground the whole time waiting for him to arrive?
ですが、そうなると社畜さんは誰に殺されたと言いますの？地上で誰かが待ち受けていただなんて矛盾していますわよ。
If that's the case, who could have murdered Workaholic? To say somebody was biding their time up there presents a clear contradiction.
それぞれ別の階層でほぼ同時に殺された2人。しかしその殺害条件が矛盾している事件。
The two of them were simultaneously killed on separate levels, but the conditions for each murder conflict with the other.
名付けるのであれば矛盾階層殺人事件といったところでしょうか。少女は自らの考えを口にした。
If we were to name this case, then the case of the Paradox killings would be apt, said the girl, sharing her thoughts. Oh, it's got a cool name. Paradox killings. Everyone apart from Posh and myself was in the lobby. It's an obvious fact that none of us could have killed Workaholic. Renegade Detective's the only one who had the opportunity to kill him, but he was killed too. Seemingly. Could there be someone else on this floor? Or is there someone like me with superhuman abilities to defy these contradictions? Holmes, what do I do? I ask Holmes, but I don't see her. She hasn't appeared at all since I remembered my past. Does that have something to do with why I haven't seen her since yesterday? Or is she choosing not to appear to me? I don't understand what's going on at all. But there's no time to wait. We won't be able to escape this island if we don't unpack this mystery. We're so close to escaping. Our only choice is to solve this case, no matter what it takes. Chapter 5. The Case of the Paradox Murders. Is that where I have to make the save? Oh. Do you think you can reach headquarters?
いえ、状況は変わらずです。やっぱりこの島へ来た時と同じで、通信ネットワークが安定しません。
No, nothing's changed. The comms network is just as unstable as it was when we first arrived on the island.
ですが、連絡が途絶えてからすでに1週間は経過しているはず。異常が伝わっているなら、いずれ救助が来てくれるはずです。
Still, it's already been a week since we lost contact. Assuming they've noticed something off. Something's off. Help should arrive soon.
地上にいれば救助に気づかないことはないもんね。まずはおとなしく待っておくのが最善かな。
There's no way we'll miss a rescue team as long as we're on the surface. Guess our best option is to sit tight and wait for now.
それにしてもロビーは地下と全く同じ見た目なんだね。
Come to think of it, this lobby looks exactly like the one underground.
はい。きっと意図的なものなんだと思います。
Yes, I'm sure that's on purpose.
エレベーターのボタンに地下の表示がなく、鍵を使った特別な押し方じゃないと地下へ行けなかったり、かなり厳重に情報を隠されていたみたいですし。
The elevator has no button for going down below, and you can't get there without that special key. It was clearly meant to be kept secret.
写真が流出してもごまかせるようにしているんじゃないでしょうか。
Maybe it's designed like this so that even if pictures were leaked, they could explain it away?
僕がそうだったように、きっとこの研究棟の職員の中にも地下の存在を知らなかった人もいたのだと思います。
It's likely that there were members in the research facility who, like me, didn't know about the underground sector.
組織内でもあまり公にしたくない場所だったってことか。
So even within the organization, they really didn't want anyone knowing, huh? We'll all have a look around, and while there are traces of an explosion, there isn't anything too unusual. That is, apart from one thing in particular.
無能くん、下道探偵の首を見つけたよ。
Incompetent. I found Renegade Detective's head. Ew. Ugh, this is horrible. It's overwhelmingly graphic. By no means can we let Bookworm's photographic memory see it. We keep watch, ensuring the rest don't notice. The area where the collar was implanted is scorched, confirming the noise we had heard before was, in fact, the collar detonating.
やっぱり首輪の爆発が死因なのかな。
So, the cause of death really was the collar exploding then.
いや、下道探偵の死因は移動するエレベーターと床に挟まれて首がちぎれたことによるショック死だって美食さんが言っていたよ。
Hang on, Gourmet said he was caught between the elevator and floor and died from shock as it tore his head off.
ほら、エレベーターの扉に隙間があったでしょ。扉の焦げた痕跡を見るに、あの隙間は首輪の爆発で無理やり作られたみたいなんだ。
There was a gap in between the elevator doors, remember? Judging by the scorch marks on them, it was forcibly made by an exploding collar.
そして、その隙間から首を出した状態でエレベーターが操作されると。
And then the elevator started moving, with his head stuck still in the gap, which, you know.
ちぎれるってわけか。人間のやることとは思えないエグさだね。
Which tore it off. It's hard to imagine anyone doing something so sickening. The plan must have taken into account how old the elevator is, not to mention its lack of security measures. Whatever the case, it's horrifying.
あれ？下道探偵の首に火傷の跡が見えるよ。爆発が死因じゃないのにおかしくないかな。
Wait, there are burn marks on his neck? But that doesn't make sense if he wasn't killed by the explosion.
それはきっと2度目の爆発によるものだね。ほら、下道探偵は予備の首輪を複数所持していたでしょ。
It must have been the second explosion. Renegade Detective took a number of reserve collars with him, right?
エレベーターの扉を開いた爆発はきっとその予備を使ったんだよ。そして2度目の爆発は下道探偵の首についていたものが爆発したんじゃないかな。
He probably used one of them to blast the elevator doors open, so maybe the second was the one on his neck going off.
つまり首がちぎれた後に追い打ちで爆発したってことか。因果応報とも言えるけど、さすがに同情したくなるシンハラだね。
So, the collar on his neck detonated after his head was already torn off. He may have had it coming, but it's hard not to feel for him.
こんな殺し方を考えつくなんて信じられないよ。僕らが思っている以上に八つ崎公は残忍だったんだね。
Yeah, it's hard to believe someone could think of a murder like this. Quartering Duke's far crueler than we thought.
今の状況から考えるに、犯人は予備の首輪を爆発させてエレベーターの扉を無理やりこじ開けた後、下道探偵の首を扉に挟んで脱出。
So the culprit detonated a reserve collar to force the elevator open, then stuck Renegade Detective's head in between the doors and escaped.
エレベーターが動いて下道探偵の首がちぎれた後、地上に転がった首に残されていた首輪が時間差で爆発したというわけか。
When the elevator moved, it tore off Renegade Detective's head, which rolled to the ground, with its collar going off shortly after that.
どうしてわざわざそんな手間を。
Why go through all that effort? I can't make any sense of it. Why jump through all these hoops to kill Renegade Detective with the elevator specifically? It'd be way quicker and less risky to do away with him by hand.
それと、これは多分嫌がらせなんだけど。
There's also this, which I'm guessing was made to mock us.
エレベーターの操作パネルにこんな張り紙があったよ。
It was attached to the elevator's operating panel. Warning, this button may cause death. Doleful takes a piece of notepad paper from his pocket. Scribbled upon it are the words, warning, this button may cause death.
確かに死んだね。下道探偵が。
It really did mean death for Renegade Detective.
死期を悟った下道探偵の渾身のジョークだったのかも。ボタンを押すとき警戒してドキドキしちゃったよ。
Yeah, maybe Renegade Detective knew he was about to die and jotted this down as a joke. I was so tense when I pressed that button.
全然笑えないって。
This is nothing to laugh at, though. Then again, trying to inject humor into such a morbid situation would be so very like him. We finish examining his corpse and return below ground.
外道探偵の遺体を調べたら、ポケットから彼が装着していたものと同種と思われる首輪が見つかりました。
I found spare collars in his pocket, probably the same model as implanted on him.
確か社畜さんも言っていたと思うのですが、これは探偵デバイスなどの通信機から起爆を命じることにより、遠隔操作で爆破可能なメカのようです。
Workaholic mentioned it before, but these devices can be remotely detonated via transmitter, such as a D-pad.
デバイスから命令ってどうすればできるの？
How can it be done on an iPad?
僕らが連絡を取り合っているメッセージ機能で対象に特定のキーワードを送るだけです。今後は分かりやすくこの行動をコマンドと呼びましょうか。
All you'd have to do is use the messaging function to send a keyword to the target. To keep things simple, let's call this keyword a command.
内部データを解析してみたところ、起爆の条件が3台以上からのコマンドであることも分かりました。
I've analyzed the internal data and confirmed that detonation requires a command from 3 or more devices.
3台以上からのコマンドが必要。つまり3人以上が下道探偵にメッセージを送らないといけなかったってことか。
Meaning 3 or more D-pads. So basically 3 or more detectives would have to have said that send those messages to Renegade Detective. Workaholic said that he needed my help with the detonation, so he planned to have me, himself, and an unknown third party use our D-pads to trigger it.
ちなみに不用意に裏面を開くと内部データを見られないよう自爆するセキュリティ機能もあります。
By the way, there's also a security function that causes it to self-destruct when the back is pried open, preventing you from seeing any internal data.
何やらスパイ映画じみていますわね。そちらを利用して起爆することは叶いませんの？
This is straight out of a spy movie. Couldn't that be used to trigger an explosion?
装着した状態では裏面は開けませんし、開いて10秒足らずで爆発するので計画的な活用は難しそうです。小型の爆弾として使うのがせいぜいかと。
It would go off in under 10 seconds, and you can't open the back when it's attached, so it's hard to utilize systematically. Systematically. At best, it could be a small bomb.
エレベーターの扉をこじ開けるのには使えそうだけど、それ以上の使い方は厳しそうだね。
So you could use one to bust open the elevator doors, but anything else beyond that would be a lot of extra trouble. Did the culprit sever Renegade Detective's collar, remove it, and then detonate it? No, that would take too much time and leave even more evidence. It makes more sense for it to be detonated the standard way, remotely.
誰がデバイスから連絡したかまではわからないかな。
Can you tell which devices were used to do this?
残念ながらそこまでは。実際に爆発した首輪は木っ端みじんで調べようもありません。
Unfortunately not. The detonated collar was blown to smithereens, so there's no way to check.
これまでに死んだ方々のデバイスを利用すればどうでしょうか。と少女は第3の可能性を提示する。
What if they use the D-pads of those who've already died? The girl asked, presenting a third possibility.
それは盲点でしたわね。ですが指紋認証があるから本人以外は使えない決まりでしょ。
That could be a workaround, yes. But then again, they would each require fingerprint recognition, so only their owners could use them, correct?
指を死体から切り取って持ち運べばよいだけではと少女は回答する。
Why not just cut off a finger from a corpse and take it with you? The girl replied.
あなた可愛いお顔なのに発想がデンジャラスですわね。
Gracious, what a dangerous mind you have lingering behind that sweet face.
ですが確かにあり得る可能性です。指の1本や2本でしたら持ち運びも容易ですしね。
Well, it is a possibility. One could easily carry around a severed finger or two.
もし犯人が鉄崎工ならそれくらい平気でやるだろうね。
If the culprit is a quartering duke, it's definitely not out of the question for him.
そういえば社畜さんや下道が 通常とは異なる起爆方法があると言っていたよ。もしかしたらその方法を利用したのかも。
Oh, wait. Workaholic and Renegade mentioned an alternative method of triggering the detonation, right? Maybe the culprit used that instead.
なるほど。それは調べる必要がありますね。ありがとうございます。
Good point. That's something we'll need to look into. Thanks for bringing it up.
社畜ちゃんの検視も済んだわ。彼の死因は長時間の関連による心肺停止ね。
Also, we finished Workaholic's post-mortem report. Cause of death is cardiopulmonary arrest due to prolonged electrocution.
胸の刺し傷など誰かと交戦した後も見られたけれど、それはどうやら死因とは無関係みたい。
The stab wounds on his chest imply that he fought someone, but they don't seem to have anything to do with how he actually died.
出入り口のシャッターに異変は見られなかった。この地下研究棟は僕らが来てから現在まで外部から完全に遮断された状態だね。
Also, there's nothing off about the shutter. The underground research facility was totally cut off from the outside ever since we arrived.
犯人はこの中にいるってことかな。
So that means the culprit is here somewhere. But we've all been moving about together, so our alibis line up perfectly. I am again reminded of Bookworm's remark about these killings being paradoxical. Both of them died at virtually the same time, one above ground and one below. If we fail to address that, then we won't solve this case. Everyone's gaze instinctively turns towards me. I get it. It's become something of a pattern for an investigation to only really get going after I give the word.
僕がやるしかないんだ。
I think this is where I have to save then. I can do this. I have to. Let's save and call it a night. The paradoxical murder. I feel like it's gonna be something... I'm trying to think. It's like gonna be like, you know, either... I mean, I hate to say like it's either A or B, but it really is truly gonna be like they each set to murder each other and basically set up like traps against each other and got each other at like basically the same time. That's where I'm leaning towards, honestly. I bet we just solve how they like set up the traps for each other. Or it's something funky where they each killed themselves somehow to try to sabotage something or another. Or accidentally even, maybe. I just don't think anyone in the group that's still currently alive would need to try to kill either Renegade or Workaholic. Unless it's something nutty like it's like somehow... See, especially with the moment that Techie had against Renegade earlier in this stream, I could see it where like Renegade set a trap for Workaholic and then Techie somehow killed Renegade. And we're gonna all get sad because Techie, our sweet precious Techie, was a murderer technically because he wanted to get back at Renegade for making him feel dumb. Like, I could totally see that. Or maybe Techie was responsible for both deaths. You know what? Maybe that's a chance. I'm gonna say it's one of two options. I'm going out on a limb here. I'm gonna say we either find out that it was Renegade and Workaholic. They set traps for each other and got each other in the end, by the end of it, or it's Techie. Techie wanted to show up and fight back against Renegade. He was feeling bad about everything. So he wanted to kill Renegade and somehow, for some reason, had to also set up, maybe on accident, like the whole Workaholic one as well. Something like that. That's my guess. It won't be long. So probably, obviously, no stream tomorrow for our Thursday. Friday, I plan on just playing Unbeatable. And then Saturday, I will have an afternoon to night, like late, like mid-afternoon to like nighttime. I have like a friend holiday thing going on. So I want to stream on Saturday, but if I do, it'll probably not be long. I know the last couple of Saturdays have been going kind of long, like finishing like crosscode and all that. If I am able to stream on Saturday, it'll have to be early and only for a short while. So mostly Sunday. We'll be looking when we get to the weekend part. Hopefully, try to stream quite a bit then. But yeah, no stream tomorrow, and then Friday looks to probably be unbeatable as we continue in the story mode of that. So we'll probably see more of this then probably like Sunday, I would imagine. And if not Sunday, then Monday. Something like that. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me read. We'll figure out who killed Renegade and Workaholic next time we play this. And bye. You arrived just in time. Alright, I'm gonna head out. Enjoy the rest of your night. Have a great Thursday. Have a great Friday as well. Finish the week strong. I'll be back Friday night. Until then.